Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you guys thought I'm gonna hit you with an intro, you're mistaken. You lot ain't getting an intro. And definitely not an intro with Liverpool players and coaches and managers. So Bilal, that's something we need to work on. We need to get a call in Khan intro done. That's separate.
Yeah.
But everyone's still welcome. People, you're very welcome to Saturday night calling Khan. I'm smiling, laughing. Bilal smiling, laughing. We both got totally different reasons why we're laughing and smiling. Like he's laughing and smiling because he's buzzing, top of the table, teams around him buckling, dropping points. I'm laughing and smiling because I'm a madman. When you're mad, I'm a madman. I'm a madman. So I'm laughing, I'm smiling. Because if I'm not mad, laughing and smiling, I'm crying. People, you already know what time it is. It's calling Khan. It's all about calling in, speaking what you want to speak about, your team, your issues, your worries, your happiness, your points, your agendas, whatever you want to speak about. I'm not here to give my opinion unless you want it. Remember that today, especially. I'm only here to facilitate today. Well, most days, but facilitate. It's all about Bilal. Bilal, what are you saying, my bro?
Yeah, man, I'm all right. I'm all right. To be honest, right, I know you guys had a bad result today, but we're all
Bad.
looking
I
for.
like it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
being so humble. You're so humble, bro. You're bad.
yeah. Listen, yeah, all right. Terrible, shocking, whatever you want to say. Listen, it was a bad result at the end of the day,
Oh
and
man,
I'm pretty
hold
sure
on.
a
Let me
lot of
just kick
people are
out
going to want
someone
to
of the
speak
group as
about it.
well. Let me just block someone in the chat straight away. If dickheads, if you're gonna try and come on my channel and chat rubbish, banter me, take the mick out of me. But if you're gonna be idiots, I'm gonna block you and fuck you off in it, idiots. Go on.
100%.
Sorry. My bad.
Yeah, nah, yeah. As I said, obviously the day started off mad, but it's always those 12:30s away from home. Sometimes you never know what's gonna happen. Like it's the name of the game, and that's why the 12:30 kickoffs are always the most interesting ones, especially when it's a big team going away from home. And yes, you talked about it yesterday, to be honest, because I was telling you, why are you worried? Why are you worried, man? You're playing 20th place Forest. You're telling me,
Now you know.
listen, now I know. Now I know. I was I was high off the last two wins for Liverpool. I'm saying Liverpool going to finish third in the league. They beat Man City, they beat West Ham. Things are looking good. Nunes is looking good. Then boom, Jota gets injured. Obviously, Diaz was injured before. We see the team today. Milner's still running around. Curtis Jones, Fabinho, it's looking all funny. I'm seeing Chamberlain come off the bench. I'm thinking this is bad. You know, when I saw Chamberlain come off the bench, I was like, wow, Liverpool squad, what has happened here? Because this is not. Obviously, if it was a few years ago, Chamberlain before some of his newer injuries, cool. But with Keita gone, Thiago ear infection, they're saying it's mad, and Fabinho in the middle. Oh no,
Oh
listen,
yeah. Thiago, 5:15 in the morning. They decided, yeah, man, his infection's too much. We can't play
nah,
him.
Thiago, man, you should have forced it. I don't know, take some paracetamol, take some painkillers, just force it, just get over the line. And Van Dijk today, how many? Bro, he could have scored a hat trick. Like, what's he doing? Like, what's he doing? I was shocked every time that the first one where he just heads it across goal. I'm like, why? And then I think it was towards the end again. He had another. I'm like, what is going on? Like the whole Liverpool's performance was mad. And then we move on to the 3 p.m.s. To be honest, the 3 p.m.s. I watched a Man City game. Now I understand how it feels like to be a Liverpool fan for the last few years. What is the point, man? I'm watching Man
What
City
is
like,
the
okay,
point?
like they're going to come on, Brighton, do something for me. And then, boom, they're playing Bundesliga level high lines. I'm seeing Haaland just barging, man, scoring open goals, penalties. Like, I just gave up at that point. I said, switch that off. Let me just relax and prepare for the Chelsea United game. And to be fair, that was a good game. It was a good little battle. United definitely deserved something out of the game. Probably should have won the game. It looked like they wasn't going to win the game. And then the mad drama at the end of Casemiro. That's what football's about. So at least we got something as neutrals to watch. That
Oh,
was
look, as
entertaining.
neutral. No. As neutrals, what a weekend. As neutrals, bottom of the table, winless Nottingham Forest, stun Liverpool with an embarrassing defeat. Let's call it how it is. Embarrassing defeat. Then we have Everton with a much needed victory. Speak on that. Frank Lampard, couple of days, or is it a day after Stevie G gets sacked? Frank Lampard says, not me. I'm on a roll here. Some of the results, let's see them. Yeah, Man City, standard procedure. Standard procedure. I was telling you about Palace as well and Vieira. I said, let's keep an eye on that. Let's keep an eye on that. Do you know what I mean? So, look, man, our brother,
Iwobi.
yeah, he's shining in it. He's shining. He's got Iwobi right. You know what I mean? He said, keep an eye on Iwobi. But yeah, man, it is what it is. And then Chelsea, Man United was always going to be the best game of the weekend. A close-knit encounter. I think a draw was fair result in the end. Don't know what you thought. I thought it was a fair result in the end. Both teams, there was not much to choose from both teams.
Yeah, the thing is, before this game, I was looking at the game between United and Chelsea. I'm thinking, if it was United with a proper front three that I could actually back to score goals, I think I said it like on Thursday. I said, if I can't back the United attackers right now to actually put the ball in the back of the net, but everything else is starting to tick for them. Ten Hag is starting to see the football that they're playing. It's just that last that last bit up front. If they can add some quality in January in the summer, then I think Man United are going to become a serious problem again. They've got the money, they've shown it, they've just spent it recklessly. United, if they have a structure in place with a manager like Ten Hag, things can get moving there very, very quickly, in my opinion. So yeah,
obviously with that, you're absolutely spot on. The striker situation, of course, with the Ronaldo, non-compliancy. He's making moves behind everyone's back on his social media, acting like an idiot, asking for forgiveness, or not, as the case may be, saying I'm normal. I haven't done anything unprofessional. He actually said that,
Yeah.
So pressures on Rashford, who's never been an elite finisher, like a consistent, but he's threatening. He looks dangerous. Martial is nowhere to be seen. Man United, you're right. Apart from the end bit, Man United look much, much better, and you have to credit the coach for that. We laughed. 100%. They would have banned the club for many a week, and the way he's got them set up. And I don't know about you personally, but I love watching Eriksen play football.
Yeah, no, Eriksen's just a smooth operator. How can you hate a player like Eriksen? Used to burn me all those years watching him play for Tottenham. I was thinking, this guy, you're not a Tottenham player. Come on, come to my team. Even when he was at Inter, and there was that time where Conte didn't play him for like 6 months or whatever, and it looked like he fell out with Inter. The system 3-5-2 wasn't actually working for him. I was like, bring him in. A little loan deal in January. There were some rumors running around. He's just a fantastic player. He's been one of those players over the last decade even, that we've looked at since he was at Ajax, going to Tottenham, and then obviously what happened to him. We all know what happened to him. Coming back from that, showing what he can do at Brentford, and then now with Man United. For me, yeah, big up Eriksen. Grizz, I don't know if you know if you're on mute, by the way, just to let you know. But apart from that, yeah, Man United look good in terms of everything from the back, the progression. You're starting to see, of course, Varane. You can talk about the injury that he's picked up. That looks like he's out of the World Cup.
Man. That's sad. Look, he can be a rival. He can be an enemy, so to speak, a footballing enemy. But when you see someone in that state, man, that knows that he's done for the World Cup, because I tweeted, he's one of those guys that knows when he's got a bad injury. He's had so many injuries, so he obviously straight away knew that that's his World Cup done, man. So yeah, feel bad for him, man. Just when he was looking good again, man. I hate to say it, but he started looking good again. From the Chelsea point of view, no one really stood out. I don't know what you thought. He made that.
I don't know,
Cucurella.
The Chelsea team for me, I don't know, it wasn't looking good. I'll big up guys like Chalobah. For me, I thought he had a good game.
Yeah, he did.
I thought Chalobah was looking good. Even Chelsea looked all right. But Sterling, to be honest, I'm not sure. He didn't have a great game, in my opinion. Loftus-Cheek, for me, didn't really convince me. Kepa as well, in goal. You know what it is? It's like pick your poison with a goalkeeper situation at Chelsea. Mendy, we say he can't play with the ball under pressure, can't play with his feet. He's actually susceptible to mistakes, even though he's a big guy. He's got that range. But then you put Kepa in. And yes, Kepa can sometimes pull off some really good saves, but he's also got that ability to just let a ball go past him. He hasn't got the strength. I look at him, he kind of looks like a kid playing in goal, I'm not trying to disrespect him or anything, but he just looks like a child sometimes playing in goal, and you can just get at him.
Are you kind of blaming him for the goal?
Yeah, I think he should have done much better. That's the thing. It's weird. It's because in that situation, you probably want a Mendy to be there because he probably saves that.
Oh yeah. Onto the ball. Yeah. Mendy saves that.
Exactly. Kepa, he is. It's weird. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not sure how Chelsea resolve this goalkeeping situation. Do they just bite the bullet and go back to Mendy? And even though he's bad on the board, you just. But then again, I've always said Mendy, whenever
But
he
he's
plays in
keeping
like,
it, man. Kepa's
yeah,
been man of the match last 2-3 games. We
hmm
got Chelsea people in the chat, and I can see Jezza in the background as well. Loads of people tell you Kepa's saved them, man. Save them, save them, save them. People, there's over 210 of you in here. Let's hit up that smash, touch, wrap your fingers, or anything you want around that like button. Let's get it going. Let's get the likes up so we can start spreading the good word. People, don't forget, channel members get priority. Very, very soon, I will be doing regular call-in shows and regular channel members only content. So hit up that join button. Let's become a channel member. And soon these call-in shows will be channel members only. I repeat, these shows on a Saturday night will be channel members only. So you guys can get on straight away. But I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I don't want to say too much about Liverpool, but you've said what you wanted to say. I'm sure there's going to be people in the chat that want to come in. We got our first super chat of the night. Sam says, Grizz, the fall under Klopp is almost as impressive as the preceding rise. How long do his accomplishments by him? In my opinion, there's no doubt about Klopp's this season. Absolutely. So that's me. If you want to come in and have your word or want to say, then you guys say what you got to say, man. Come in and give us your opinion. But yeah, man, people, let's come in and talk. Let's see who we got in the background. We have got Joshua. Joshua, have you got a camera there? Joshua, if you can message me in the chat, I need to see your camera. Otherwise, we've got Jezza in the chat. Let's bring on Jezza. Jezza's in here nice and early. I'm assuming he wants to speak about his club. How you doing, my bro?
I'm good. How are you guys? Did you guys have a good week? First of all, are you well? Hope your families are well. All of that stuff. It's been
all of that stuff is blessed, man. Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is blessed, and thank you very much for asking me. After that, you already know. So yeah, you already
I don't want to speak too much on Liverpool today because I didn't really watch the game. I caught like the last 20 minutes of the first half only, so I didn't watch too much of the game. I just saw, Terry's reaction show after the game, and I don't know. I don't know the Liverpool fan's name either. It was my first time seeing him, and he called He said Curtis Jones has the same technical ability as Tom Cleverley today. But I think he's a good player. But that's all I have to say. I think he might have a point there, but I still think Curtis Jones is a good player. But anyway, I wanted to speak about Potter today because I'm ready to give my opinion on him. Now that I've seen a few games and now a big one, I'm ready to give a proper opinion on him. Look, the Reece James was a big miss for us today, especially because he started with the back five and he started Aspie where Reece would play. And normally Reece is an outlet, as in the ball gets chipped straight to Reece James. He takes it on his chest. He beats 2-3 players that come to him, and then we get moving again. All right. And then what normally happens is then the opposition shift right across, and the same was happening under Tuchel. And then the ball would go straight into Jorginho. But this time we had Aspie on the outside, and they had packed out the midfield. They went with 3, and obviously we went with 2. I don't understand why they don't use Chilwell as well, because he's a threat in behind. Under Tuchel, we used to see a big diag from Thiago Silva to Ben Chilwell all the time. I don't know, maybe it's because he's been out for a while. I don't know. Maybe it's just an instruction from Potter to keep the ball on the ground. I don't know. Loftus-Cheek, again, poor today. Poor today.
Was you surprised he started? What did you think of the lineup? I saw the lineup. I saw the lineup and I thought Chelsea, Man United's team looked stronger to me on paper. I don't know what you guys thought.
Go ahead, Bilal. What do you think?
Yeah. No, listen. This is the thing with Chelsea. Like, this is why during the summer I was saying I wasn't really impressed with Chelsea's business, even though they spent so much money. I wasn't actually impressed with the squad, the way it was constructed this season. And even look at the attack with even Aubameyang and Sterling. Yes, they're big names, but it's not
but
great. It does not that inspiring. The midfield as well now with Kante injured, it's tough. And even if Kante comes back, he's probably not going to be the same. And even when he was playing, he was already showing signs of decline already. So for me, Chelsea's team right now is just in a weird spot. They spent a lot of money. They've let players go who probably they shouldn't let go. But I think today, at the end, we saw what Chelsea should be focusing on now. And that's letting guys like Broha play. Trust in more of these young players, because the only way the squad's going to start getting more fresh. And then when you got the money that Chelsea do to invest in, you go buy top players and add that into the team. But right now, I look at that team and I just think it's like, even tactically today, I know Potter, maybe I thought it was going to go maybe the 4-3-3. Maybe we would have seen Pulisic, Sterling, Aubameyang, and something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Chelsea right now, it's tight. It's tight. It's tight. It's not easy. It's not easy.
No, look, at the end of the day, you started with the transfer window. Now, I try not to look at that too much as a Chelsea fan, purely because during Abramovich, it never mattered what happened the previous transfer window. Like, even if the player was on 200K a week for 5 years, and if he did poorly, Abramovich would just buy another one. Now, with the Todd Bowley situation, obviously with the takeover, we started the window late. And obviously, we saw the window was a mess. We had players going to Brighton, and now Graham Potter's our coach. I don't try to look at all of that. I'm just looking at, since he's taken over, now that this is how we're going to be till the end of the season, that's what I'm just focusing on for now. But Grizz, with the lineup, for me, I thought, this morning I was in the shower and I thought, okay, Loftus-Cheek is going to play at right wing back where Aspie played today. And then Kovacic would play in midfield with George. Because with Aspie out, we need somebody else who's going to ball progress apart from Mount, because right now he's our only, whenever we score goals, he's involved. So even though the final third is not his best position, we need him there. So we needed Kovacic today without Reece James. I don't know why he didn't start, but anyway, at least he came on, because I thought I wanted him on for Cucurella as well.
What was the change he made in the end? What was the change he made? He took Cucurella off early, didn't he?
Yeah, so the change I was hoping that he would make in, in his head would be the Cucurella for Kovacic, but then he'll keep the back three. He made Kovacic come on for Cucurella, but then move to a back four. And then we kind of played a 4-3 and then a diamond with the split strikers. So Mount played behind Aubameyang and Sterling. So he just reverted to type, because that's what he did really well when he came in. He was identifying players of a specific profile and putting them in spaces on the pitch where they were comfortable. Tuchel had Gallagher picking up the ball off the centre-backs. At least now, when Gallagher's come in, he's been closer to the goal. So, I didn't want him to start either. But Koulibaly, again, was a big miss for us. And I know it's funny because I came here and I said, I think he would be a ticking time bomb. But every time he's played for us, even in midweek, I think he came off the bench midweek and we looked more solid against Brentford and we kept another clean sheet. So we've been keeping clean sheets with him in it. And funny enough, I'm saying that, look where Casemiro gets the header from today. Back post, Koulibaly left centre-back as the third centre-back. If he's at the back post with Scott McTominay and Casemiro with the know-how, especially where Casemiro heads it from, he almost heads it from chest height. And I'm just thinking Koulibaly.
It was a great header, though. It was a great header. Let's give him some credit. He was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. Look, I thought the lineups, when the lineups came out, I thought Man United could edge this. They've got a crazy record against you guys as well, haven't they?
They haven't lost in years at this point, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't even confident. I had a mate who messaged me and he was like 2-2, and then I said, no, put your money on 1-1. And then that's what he did. And
Koulibaly was missing and it was a loss. I thought Chalobah had a good game. You're always going to suffer without Reece James because he's one of your attacking outlets. Azpilicueta just ain't got the legs anymore, even though he still plays like a warrior. He's got that mentality and everything. What did you guys think about the penalty? Blatant penalty?
Well,
No issues?
it should. Like, I've seen Harry Maguire, McTominay, all these guys get away with that kind of foul a lot, and I'm happy that finally somebody's being penalised for doing that. Yeah, I'm happy. That was a penalty for me, and yeah, rightfully so. And Chelsea should have just held the lead from then. It was 87th minute. It's a great penalty by Jorginho, as we know, he's an expert. Yeah, he's an expert in these things, and yeah, for me, I don't have any complaints. I was just so happy. I'm not gonna lie, I was so happy to see that was given, because I've seen guys like McTominay get away with stuff like that time and time again. I just think how. So yeah, fine.
It's blatant. I agree, but it's the inconsistency. Like, you get that in every penalty box. This is what's bugging me. Like, no problem. I get it. It was a penalty. It was a penalty. Okay. Stop giving penalties for everything like that then.
Yeah, for me personally, I'm obviously got different emotions. I'm happy that the penalty's given, but in terms of the decision in its isolation, that happens all the time. But then I'm thinking from a player's perspective on the pitch. You know, at this point, you know, refs are inconsistent, and when you've been playing football from day young, you know, you would have had many decisions go against you and for you. Like, we had the Tottenham one against us. Now we had a really favorable one now. So it is what it is. So for Jorginho to step up again and take it, me personally, as a Chelsea fan, I'm in a weird place, because we got Jorginho at the end of the season, contract finish, and Kante, contract finish, and we know we need new midfielders. Now, for me, Jorginho is not what you need. I've always said it. He's not exactly what you need to win a Premier League. You needed Rodri, Fabinho, and now Casemiro type profile, in terms of, yes, they need to be good on the ball, but they also need to be, all the best teams had won it with someone who also had the physical presence as well. We had Makelele. Kante had the physical presence in terms of he was a strong unit, and obviously he can cover 3, 4, 5 positions at the same time. So I don't think he's good enough for us to win Premier Leagues, but I don't think he gets enough flowers, because he's had a lot of big moments for us right now. So that was a big boy penalty.
Let's look at the table after today's games. Obviously, we've got quite a few to go to tomorrow. You remain 1 point ahead of Man United in 4th, played equal amount of games. Obviously, Man City and Arsenal have built up a small, well, I say small, you know, still relatively early, small gap. How are you feeling about everything in terms of the top 4 battle and race? How does this affect everything, this result? You just take it and you move on? You're happy with the draw, I think. I don't think you're too down. I guess you would be down that you didn't hold on, because when you're like BILAL says, you can see you score in the 88th minute or 87th minute. You're pretty pissed to still come away with a draw, right? But overall, still looking good.
The only reason why, like, for me, the game that I was really disappointed with was the Brentford game. I felt we needed 3 points then, and then when I saw a lot of changes, I could forgive the point, but I knew we would draw. I knew this wasn't going to be easy. So yes, I'm obviously down that we didn't hold on, but at the end of the day, so many Chelsea, Man United, it's the most drawn fixture in Premier League history. I heard all the commentators saying it. Yeah. So it's always been a draw. So I knew already, when I look at the fixture list, I see that fixture and I see a draw, because the last time we won at the Bridge against them was the Morata. Yeah. The Morata header. So, but the first thing, the way the table makes me feel right now when I look at this, after Jude Bellingham's performance, I just hope he's looking at the Premier League table with his, you know, with his mind in the summer, because that Liverpool result, I thought you guys would win today. I thought after the City game, midweek, yes, it was a bit shaky, but I thought, you know, Nottingham Forest, then I saw the lineup, and then I saw the result. And then I'm hearing who else dropped today. Did Thiago drop today? Where was he?
Thiago pulled out in the morning. Yep, he had a severe ear infection.
Oh.
Nunes has a hamstring issue.
Not surprised with the way he plays. Not surprised with the way he plays.
And also, he's young and enthusiastic. So, like, he's going to be giving 100% 24/7, especially with the emotions and the adrenaline. And then coming from Portugal, and then obviously Klopp's training regimen will be completely different.
Yo,
and then
yo,
at the same
yo,
time,
yo.
he's
We're
still
talking about
growing.
Chelsea. How have you switched this to Liverpool? You said I don't want to talk about
He
Liverpool.
got out of this.
You guys are like cruel, man. What's this, man? You slowly. We're talking about Liverpool. I even brought up the table to like hype you guys up.
No.
Arsenal
Yeah,
got a
the
chance
only
to go
thing
clear
that's going to be
tomorrow.
disappointing for me, I'm content, Grizz. Okay, if you're asking me how I'm feeling, especially if we can go away to Brighton, which we normally do go away to Brighton and win. Even in Conte's second season where we only won the FA Cup, we scored that brilliant goal with like Willian, Batshuayi, Hazard, I think. I don't know if you've seen it. Well, Chelsea fans will remember it, obviously. So hopefully we get 3 points there and 3 points midweek, and then we take it from there. The games are coming so thick and fast, it's too pointless to look too far forward. And it's also not the business end of the season. You understand? In terms of Bilal, for me, as a Chelsea fan, I'm happy for you as a human being, as a man, that your team is at the top of the table. It's been a while. Enjoy it, embrace it. But for me, growing up, I'm used to seeing the table exactly like this. Arsenal at the top, even until like late January. And then that's the thing for me is if you recruit in January, because best believe Todd Bowley will, Man United will, if the opportunity arises. City don't really need to. Daniel Levy, you never know. And then again, Newcastle, you never know again. If they can invest again in January, say Bruno Guimaraes signs a new deal now and they can invest in January, because that'll attract a lot of players. If he signs a new deal so soon after joining, if they show players, listen, you can come here on set wage, and then if you do well and you gain interest, we'll keep you, then you don't know who they could attract in January, especially with people's contracts and that running up. So just enjoy it for now. Make sure you win your games come the back end of the season, because that's when it normally goes south for Arsenal. But yeah, that's the only thing that will trigger me tomorrow is if they win.
Fair enough. Jezza, it's been a pleasure as always, my bro.
No worries.
Thank you, bro.
No worries,
we
Grizz.
hope to speak to you very soon, man. Nice one. Look after yourself.
No worries. Good luck in the week, Grizz. When are you playing Napoli?
Thank you. I don't know football. I don't know football.
Bilal, you'll know. When are they playing Napoli? Quick one, please. Tell
Ajax.
me.
We're playing Ajax.
Yeah.
Ajax Wednesday.
Yeah. Ajax Wednesday. So Napoli's game 6, yeah?
Yeah.
That means Barca. Bayern is that Tuesday? I can't wait for that one. That's the one I'm looking forward to.
No, I want to see that Napoli. I want to see that Kvaratskhelia.
Liverpool will qualify from this. The Champions League group, they'll qualify anyway, so it doesn't matter. But
yes, but I still want to see Napoli dunk on them at Anfield. Napoli will rock up there with their full strength side just to ensure
Have you not realized Liverpool at Anfield? They can't lose there, but it's when they go away
man.
from
I don't know if you're like trying to do this on purpose.
No.
Is this, you know what I mean?
But look how red Grizz has gone. This is why I want to see Napoli at Anfield. Look how red Grizz has gone. You don't want to see that right now. All right, guys.
I don't want to speak about Liverpool, man.
Nice all right.
Take care.
Good luck with the Big 6 on Monday.
I need it, my bro. Thank you very much.
Bro.
See you later.
See you, man.
Yeah, Chelsea Man United was a good result, I guess. It was a fair result. It was probably the most, as you said, predicted result in terms of a draw. So they got what they wanted. People in the chat, bear with us. There's loads of you in the chat. I'm trying to get as many as I can. Please remember, channel members get priority. Please have your points and opinions very clearly mapped out so we don't linger. I'm trying to get as many people as I can. People often say, Bilal, people are saying we give too much time to too many people.
Listen, we enjoy listening to the callers,
Exactly. We enjoy listening to the callers, man. But, you know, the callers, please still have your question and points very clear. I was supposed to have, who was next? He's
Joshua,
not there
I believe.
anymore. No, not Joshua. There was Yuvraj. He's not there anymore. No, I can't see him. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, man. Tomorrow, we haven't even touched upon you lot.
Yeah, listen, Southampton away. I always say that. It's one of those weird fixtures for Arsenal. Southampton can lose 10 games in a row, then you'll see they've beaten Arsenal somehow. So I'm hoping it's one of those games. It's so weird because you don't associate St. Mary's as an intimidating atmosphere. In fact, they're playing football, which is normally stylistically nice on the eye. You'd think that's an easy game for Arsenal, but I'm not gonna lie. Over the years, Southampton away has been weird. So I think we even lost there last year. So yeah, I'm just hoping Arsenal can just get the job done.
Surely it's not hoping at this stage. I think you're a bit confident, bit of chest now.
Yeah, no,
right now,
obviously
right?
I'm confident, but it's one of those ones where there's still certain grounds I want to just see us pick up results in every game now. With Man City just winning every game, like it's how you guys were feeling for how long?
I was just going to say, if today isn't an example of anything can happen, and there's no easy games in the Premier League, then I don't know what is. But
Exactly.
I think it's time to get in on the next caller. I think it's Ahmed. Let's get Ahmed in the stream. Ahmed, welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you?
Welcome.
Thank you, Grizz. I am doing fine, but not fine, being the Liverpool fan. And also there is...
From your name, I can tell you're a Liverpool fan. No problem. Say no more.
yeah, exactly. From my shirt too, I was wearing while watching the match. So thank you for having me, and my hi to Bilal as well. So the point I wanna touch is there were 2 points. First one was about Chelsea and United. Do you guys feel that Potter is having a lag in between, a lag in comparison with Ten Hag, in comparison of having a full preseason? Yes, he had a 3-week preseason when there was death of Queen Elizabeth. But in terms of full preseason, he had not that leverage which Ten Hag has. So we are seeing a difference in terms of that. That was my first point. And regarding Liverpool, I don't see the inconsistency in attitude. Like uh, Manchester City, we were up for it, going full throttle from managers to players. But just a week after, we are like not up for it. We were playing passes to each other. There was no hunger, there was no desire to push through. Even for simpler things, we complicated too much. Like, we didn't need to do much today, but we didn't do the simplest thing. So these were 2 points from my side.
I'm gonna answer the Potter one, and then I'll let Bilal speak about Liverpool today, if you don't mind. I'll give my opinion as well if you want it, but I'm tired of my opinion. Imagine you guys. If I'm tired about my opinion on Liverpool and situation, so I can imagine you guys even more bored of my opinion. But yeah, Potter's, I think, a top coach. I think he's a fantastic coach. Potter with a preseason with his players. You got to remember, these are none of these are his players. I know Cucurella was his player, but Cucurella and the system he played at Brighton is completely different to what he's trying to implement at Chelsea. So, but I think Potter, with a bit of time and definitely a preseason, he's going to be a brilliant coach. I think he's going to make Chelsea good again. Even today, Man United in a good run of form, but Chelsea weren't outplayed or nothing. It was a level game. They should have held on at the end, of course, when they got the penalty. But I think Potter, after a preseason, like we can see slowly Ten Hag's characteristics on this team now, because he's had a full preseason. He's implemented his players. He's had a chance to buy his players. Anthony, his player, Eriksen, Lisandro Martinez. All these guys. These are Ten Hag's players, and you can see them having a big impact on this team. So, yeah, I think Man United are slightly ahead of Chelsea at this stage, but it's nothing major or anything like that. It's very, very nip and tuck. I think a preseason with Potter will easily enable them to get onto the same level, if not higher than Man United. That's how highly I rate Potter. With Liverpool, excuse me. With Liverpool, I agree with you, bro. Everything that you've said, it was horrible to watch. Hunger, desire, passion, all that words that we don't associate in terms of lacking for Liverpool, especially in the club, were lacking. It was very, very difficult watch. Very, very difficult watch. It's a very long season. We're not completely out of the top four race. We're 5 points behind them, which makes it even more frustrating and horrible to know that. We just have to wait for our players to come back. We've got about 3 players coming back this week, and then we just have to stop this type of performance and the inconsistency. We have to make sure it doesn't happen again. BILAL.
Yeah, and Liverpool, as we keep saying, it's at this point it's a mentality problem probably, because Liverpool, whatever lineup you put out, it's better than Nottingham Forest lineup straight away. We have to just admit that. For me, looking at Liverpool now, 2 points out of 15 away from home, 0 wins away from home, only 2 draws. It's not good enough. You know, yes, you can play when the Anfield crowd is behind you and you've got the energy, everyone's up for the game and everyone's just pumped and you got that extra 5%, you know, to get you over the line. But when you go away from home, that's when the true character of a team comes out. And that's why, for example, I can give you an example. My team used to always be good at home, but you go away from home, you get slapped up by random teams out left, right, and centre. But then you look at Liverpool now, over the last few years, mentality monsters, home and away, game after game, winning, just being in a machine just being in that mode. And that's just disappeared. It's gone. And whether that's because of the injuries, probably, and whether that's the decline of some players, like we're seeing Fabinho's performances, time and time again, he's not being that rock in the midfield. And I know it's probably not easy when Henderson's not there and Thiago's not there, and you're playing with Curtis Jones today, and everything's going a bit wrong. And when you pick up a bit of form with Nunes and Jota and Diaz, they're all gone, you know? It's really not easy. Then you got the likes of Salah today playing. He's playing up front, was he not? And he's getting muscle little cramps, and you're thinking, damn, if he goes down, like, what's going to happen to Liverpool now? If Salah's out, this is really dangerous, you know, really dangerous situation. And even after he picked up that little knock, you still see him struggling to really get into the game. And when you haven't got the other threats like the Firminos today, who's had to come off for Chamberlain in the end, it's just not a good situation. And this is where Klopp, and this is why he gets paid, because now this is real crunch time. This is danger time. And this is where the manager has to work things out and figure out just a way to win games, especially away from home. You go to Nottingham Forest, 12:30, you know it's going to be a hard game. It doesn't matter if they're fighting for their lives. They spent so much money. They don't want to go down. If they go down, cool, they've got the players. They can maybe come up again next season. But these guys are fighting. Every team you play in the Premier League is fighting, because this is the biggest league in the world right now. This is the league with the most money, the most eyes, the biggest managers, you know, some of the biggest name players. This is where everyone wants to be. And now looking at Liverpool, it's like they don't seem to understand anymore the league that they're playing in, when they have been the team that have been the flag bearers alongside Man City in terms of the actual standards of this Premier League. So for me, it's disappointing to see what's happening with Liverpool. But I don't know. Let me try to get the fixtures up, because I'm not too sure who you guys are playing next. But I'm looking here. You got Leeds in the league. You've got
Leeds
Tottenham
and Spurs in the Premier League, and Ajax in the Champions League before the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and then
good run.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't get easier, you know. Leeds, of course, they lost the last game against Leicester, but still, you look at how they've progressed as a team. They're actually a really good team to watch. You look at Tottenham, of course. I've been clowning Tottenham recently because the football they play is terrible. But we even saw last year the 1-1 at Anfield.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. And if you struggle to break teams down from the midfield, especially, and you can't really create chances properly, playing a team like Tottenham is the last team you want to play, because how are you going to get past them? So listen, we'll see how many points. I really, honestly, I'm disappointed, because I really thought Liverpool were gonna. I thought they'd win against Man City, then the win against West Ham, just the win against Forest, and then things will start rolling, you know. But this is a kick in the gut, man. This is a kick in the gut. I'm not gonna lie. This is
more than that, man. Yeah. This is a head back. This is a head smash. This is like pretty much very close to a knockout blow. It's not, because we're still alive, just about. But it was a.
You know what it's like. You know what it's like. It's like you know, you're reaching the end of the tunnel. You see a bit of light, and then the door just slams shut, and you're just back to square one. It could, because a result like that makes you feel like you're back to square one.
Bro, we would have been 2 points behind. We would have been 2 points behind.
Exactly.
Not you, but the top 4 place.
Yeah, the top 4, exactly. So
after the disastrous start, but this makes it back to the disastrous start. Like 11 games in now. This ain't a joke now. But Ahmed, was there anything else, my brother? We got a studio full of people trying to come in, man. Is there anything else that you want to speak about?
Sure. I will make the space for the next fellas. And Grizz, thank you for having me. And big up from Thailand. It's 2:15 a.m. here. And big up to Bilal as well. Thank you for having me. Take good care of yourself.
No, my friend. Enjoy the rest of your morning now, nearly. Take care of yourself. Hope you wish you
get some sleep, man.
Get some sleep. Look after the show, after you've liked it as well. Nice one. Take care, my brother. Look after yourself.
Thank care.
You. Yeah, man. It is what it is. Man, I didn't want to speak about Liverpool, but obviously a lot of people are going to want to speak about Liverpool. Let's see if there's any interesting chats that we need to discuss as well. Here we go. Let's see. Sleeping Dragon, who's always a good person in our chat, was looking after the chat. In fact, read it out. Let me mod him. Why haven't I made him moderator? Yeah. Sorry.
Gone. Yeah, so he said Liverpool's away record is a true picture of the state of the team right now. The win against City and West Ham bucks the true trend this season. And I think there is some truth in that. As I said, the away form is the true sign of what the team's really about. The home form, especially for a big team, you can pick up wins at home. If you're a big team, you've got your crowd, you've still got the quality players, you can win at home. Doesn't matter who you play most of the time. But away from home, this is the true test. And if you're 15 points, 5 games, 2 points, that's not good enough. And at this point, we always say after 10 games in the season, you know, you have an idea of how the table's going to shape up, how every team's looking. It's a time where after 10 games, you can start making judgments, man. You can start making assumptions and having an idea of what's going to happen. It's a big sample size. So for me, 100%. Looking at Liverpool now, the injury and this doctor situation, man, I keep seeing it and I'm still baffled by it. No doctor, people pulling up with muscle. Nunes, was it with the hamstring? Obviously, Thiago ear infection. I'm not sure how that's happened. That's probably unrelated. You know, you can't really do nothing about that. But the injuries that Liverpool are picking up now is worrying, man. That's the team is, and you know what it is? People always used to say, remember when Liverpool were like going for years and years with the same 11, game after game after game after game. And we're like thinking, how is this team never getting injured? But the strength and conditioning, the everything that was going on at Liverpool was working so perfectly to make these players just ready and available and sharp every single game. But now it seems to be completely reversed. The strength and conditioning, the rehab, the injury prevention, all of that just seems to be disappearing. And when one thing's going wrong, the other one's going. It's like a domino effect at this point.
Domino effect.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
It's tough. It's tough.
It is, man. What finish says, in the words of the great Grizz Khan, football is a great humbler, and I stand by that, sir. I'm not shying away. This is my second stream of the day. I've got another 2 tomorrow, and then I've got the big one on Monday as well. So I'm here, bro. I'm here, right in front of you. People are saying Grizz has to hold that L. I'm holding it, bro. I'm holding whatever you give me. I'm holding whatever you give to me, man. As long as it's not personal and abusive, I'm holding it. Banter me, man. It's true. I said it last week. Football is a great humbler. We're humble 100%. Today, bro. We're not even humble today. We got smashed up today. Like, we were lucky to only lose 1-0 in the end. Alisson made 2-3 amazing saves. You're right. Virgil could have scored a hat-trick himself. That's the problem.
That's the thing.
Like that header when he was like, no keeper saves that if Virgil puts it, like heads it. He's that close to the goal. Even if this at the keeper, it's one of those ones. The ball will take the keeper into the goal if you put.
Yeah, this is why sometimes I question Van Dijk. Like his peak is probably one of the best peaks ever as a centre back. I question his mentality sometimes. Like, the team is down bad. You're the main man here. I know you're a centre back, but come on, just do something to get the team. Sergio Ramos, how many times you saw for Real Madrid when they were down bad, he would just step up, whether it's a penalty, a header, he would find a way to score a goal. Even PK, obviously PK is not on the level of Van Dijk in my opinion, but even PK back in the day would go up into the box and make sure that he gets a goal. Van Dijk, I don't know. Is it the World Cup? The conspiracies, man, they keep coming. He's holding back. He's holding back. We'll see after the World Cup how he plays, but we'll know.
James Bond in the building. Always great to have 007 in the building. He says, Uncle Grizz, always a pleasure watching your show. Come on, you Gunners, 100%. Yeah, man, I don't shy away, man. Win, lose, or draw, man. It is what it is. We have to keep it moving. Joshua is the next caller we have in line waiting. Let's get Joshua on. Yo, my brother, what's going on?
Yes. Bless, guys. How are you? Both good?
Yeah, bro. Cup of tea in hand. Family is good. Health is okay.
Yeah.
You know the drill. Anything on top is a bonus.
So that's what we have to focus on these times. Bilal, you good?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm just reading some breaking news now, but when I get full confirmation of what's going on, I'll bring it out here. But yeah, okay. I'm doing all right so far. Yeah,
okay,
something's cooking. I'm keeping tabs. It's not clear what's happening, but something's happening.
Okay.
Something.
Yes, Joshua, my bro. Talk to me, bro. What you want to speak about?
What you want to
moan about? What you want to groan about? What you want to pleasure? What you want to do? What do you want to do, bro? What do you want to do?
Listen, last time I was on this show, I said to you guys that Liverpool's downfall is the injuries. Yeah. We're past that now, man. It seems like all we're talking about is injuries. We're past that. Can I be honest? When does some blame have to be put on Klopp?
Best way, bro. Best way. Be honest. Best way.
When does some blame have to be put on Klopp? Listen, I know it's not in the Forest, and it kind of seems like right now Trent is not being dropped because of an injury or whatever. It seems like he's being dropped because of his form. Yeah, cool. But this is not in the Forest we're talking about. Yeah, if you know that Thiago is going to be out, why are you going to put Jones in, who's been out for X amount of months? Why not put Milner in that role and play Trent? Why not play Milner there? That for me, that just didn't make sense at all. You know, you can't throw somebody in there who's been out for so long. Then you kind of go on and you think about, you know, your boys there in terms of your Elliots, Carvalhos. For me, in these games here, right? In these games here, you have to kind of, and I know we want to move away from that 4-4-2, but the fact of the matter is, without Núñez, without Jota, we don't have anybody off the bench to make a difference. You might have to just revert back to type, revert back to your 4-3-3, play your Milner, and if you do want to play Jones, take out one of Carvalho, take out one of Elliott, so you potentially do have someone who come on and make an impact, change the game up, switch it up. We threw on what it seemed like, and Henderson, and when he came on that pitch, he looked like he was carrying a knock. He looked like he was carrying something. He was awful.
Yeah?
He was awful.
Henderson.
He looked like he was carrying something. When he came on, he looked like he was carrying a knock, and that's why he didn't play the full 90. You know, it looked like it. He was one of the things we can't criticize about Henderson. He always tracks back. He came on the pitch, and they had one counter attack, and Henderson was jogging, and he just came on the pitch 3 minutes ago. You know, so there was something wrong with him there. Then you think about, you know, we brought on an Ox to try and save the game, and this is what I'm saying. It's just it's stupid. You know what Liverpool are right now? Liverpool are them white Air Forces you was meant to replace 2 summers ago. Yeah, and now they're just dusty. They're dusty. They're dirty. They're creased up. We should have replaced them 2 summers ago with them Air Forces there. That's what Liverpool are playing like right now. We're awful. I
don't know what to say to you, bro. I'm nodding away and agreeing with pretty much everything you've said. I mean, what I will ask you, in your opinion, is taking into consideration the squad that we had available. So Núñez and Thiago drop out in the morning. What options would you have? How would you have played it in terms of? You saw the squad on the bench.
Yeah, of course.
What would you have done differently looking back?
Listen, if we're sticking with the 4-4-2, of course you got.
Okay, so first and foremost, would you? First and foremost, would you have changed the formation? Maybe. today?
Yeah, I would have changed the formation. I would have had to revert back to type. I'll be honest with you. You don't want to, but you have to, because looking at your bench, you've got no one on there to change the game. So you're gonna have to try and at least leave somebody on there to change the game. And I know what Klopp wanted to do. He thought it's Nottingham Forest. We smash them, go 2-0 up, then bring on a Henderson, bring on a Trent, etc., etc. But if you're gonna go 4-4-2, and you know that Thiago is not fit, yeah, you're gonna have to play Milner in there and play Trent. I mean, against a team that's bottom of the league, minus 15 goal difference, that's a perfect opportunity for Trent to create chances. It's a perfect opportunity.
I got a question. Is Trent? He's not injured, so I thought maybe he had a knock or something.
I don't like when Salah is. Carry on.
Yeah, no. Just asking. Trent's not
injured. It doesn't look like
double
that
check.
right now. It doesn't look like that.
So he's dropped him.
Nah, it don't look like that. It looks like he's dropped him because of his form. It looks like it. He wants to take him out of the limelight right now. It looks like it. Because let's be honest, playing Trent. Yeah, when he came on, it was decent. He carry on.
Oh no!
What do you think? Continue.
There's a bit of a lag. Sorry,
yeah, I think there's a bit of a lag. Yeah,
there's a bit of a lag with Joshua's connection. Can you hear us, Joshua? Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of like a.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, Joshua? Oh man, Josh, maybe come in and come out. We won't.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're still here. Just drop out and drop back in.
Yeah, message. Yeah,
that should be all right. Drop out and drop back in. Yeah, I'm gonna remove him and hopefully he'll know to come back in, and then he'll come back in. Look, Trent's not injured. Trent was injured, and then he came back into the team. Sorry, he came back into the squad, and has been slowly eased back in. He hasn't started the game back since he's come back. But yeah, most of what Josh was saying was I was in agreement with. I just wanted to know what he would have done different.
Do you want to look at the bench? Because I was looking at it now.
No. I love it. Banda, innit? What are you saying?
Hey, the bench is looking.
People in the chat, man. We got Chelsea fans, Man United fans. Let's talk about so many other games, man. Why are you doing this to me?
No. We have to. Like, this is the thing. Like, who would you play? Like, out of this bench, for me, Trent has to play.
Right. Let's see. Let's bring Josh back in because hopefully it'll be better now. Can you hear us now, Josh? Can you hear us now, Joshua? My brother's connection, man.
Yeah, I think there's like
I can hear you.
Lag.
Yeah, it's too much of a lag, my bro. It's too much of a lag. It's too. You're too behind. Yeah, we can't do it like that, man. Let him know in the thing, man. Let him know.
Yeah, I told him. Yeah. No, he was spitting the truth, and yeah, I think people in the chat was enjoying what he was saying. But yeah, hopefully the connection gets sorted and we can jump on in a bit. But yeah, no, I was just looking at the bench of Liverpool. Like, I guess some of these academy players, like Bobby Clark. I know that. How do you say his name? The Badger-Tich? Is that how you say his name?
Yeah. You said it better than me. I ain't trying to.
Oh yeah. I've heard you guys talking good things about him, but apart from that, like, it's not looking great. I'm not gonna lie. But for me, that's why I think you just got to play Trent, man. Trent is the most creative player in that Liverpool team.
Today, I didn't get it today, Bilal. I did not get that. I think let's try to keep it moving. Let's keep the other callers in before you start luring me into Liverpool chat. I know you're too smart. You get me into this Liverpool chat again when I said I don't want to chat about Liverpool. But I think the next caller is a Liverpool fan as well, from what I remember.
You're not avoiding this. I'm sorry.
No, I can't. Can Chelsea people, Man United people, Arsenal people, Man City, can all the other clubs fans call in, please, and talk about your clubs? This is not a Liverpool show today. Why are you not making me talk Liverpool? But it is what it is. We have to deal with the matter in hand. Mm-hmm. I'm going to bring in Aparov, who's a Liverpool fan. I know that for a fact. Welcome to the stream again, my friend. Hope you are well. Well, I know how you are, but hope family as well and your health as well.
Yeah, depressing day, my friends. It's what, 1 o'clock now. The game was 5 o'clock in the evening. I'm calling from India, Grizz, if you remember. 5 o'clock Indian time, ended at 7 o'clock. and been a depressing Saturday evening. I mean, I know, Grizz, you don't want to talk about Liverpool. I think the problem
No,
or
I'm
the fact
fine.
that
Talk about anything you want, sir. Anything you want.
the fact that me is, we've had lows before, but there's always been a positive way. For some reason, I don't see that positive way. I don't know whether I'm pessimistic today, but there's just that fear in my heart that the end of the glorious team that we had. Is this now? Are we going back to those dark old days again? I think you guys touched upon it. On any other day, perhaps we win that game 3-1 or 4-1 with 4 headers from corners, and with 4 set pieces in our favor. But we ended up losing 1-0. But it was just, I thought, without pointing fingers, I just thought the team lacked a desire. The team lacked,
Point fingers,
it just
bro.
seemed slow motion.
Point fingers. Point fingers. Today, if you
No,
can't point fingers today, you're never going to be able to point fingers. Today, you're allowed to point fingers. Tell them. Tell the people what you think.
It just seemed that the team lacked the desire. I mean, you talk about the great teams of the last 3-4 years. They were fighting for everything, pressing hard, fighting for each ball. And today, in the first 3 minutes, in the very first 3 minutes, first 3-5 minutes, I felt the team was slow, lacking creativity. It just seemed as if they were going through, the match in slow motion. And at halftime, you could almost sense that this is what is going to happen. That Forest are going to get one chance, they're going to create that, and we're going to struggle. And I think, I don't know, man. I mean, why is it Liverpool? I mean, why do we have so many injuries? Maybe I'm not talking sense, but look, we have today. We have Jota, Nunes, Thiago, Konate, Keita, all injured. These are 5 players who would probably be in our first team.
Matip
injured. Yeah, Trent. I mean, I know you guys were just discussing about him. Yeah, I think he's not fully fit. I think the reason why he was on the bench was that Jurgen thought he's not 100%. We need him for Ajax. So use him only if required. Let's hope that we get without needing him. That's what I think. Was the thinking behind not playing. But I'm not understanding this. If you go back 2 seasons back when we created a great recovery and finished 3rd in the first half and a bit in the second, we were struggling again. We were, the injuries just kept coming one after another. So I'm not able to understand why we have so many injuries. I don't know if it's our training methods. I don't know if it's something to do with us. The way we train. I'm just lost today, honestly. I mean, I thought we had turned a corner with City and West Ham. But again, in fact, I'll just point this out. The City game, we won it. Great victory. Wonderful celebration. That actually, to me, indicated the kind of struggle that we were in the middle of. The City, we played tight. We played a bit defensive. Nicked a goal on the counter. That's not how Liverpool played. We used to press. We used to be aggressive. We used to answer. When we won the title, we beat City 3-1 at home. We were attacking almost as they were doing. Last Sunday, when we won against City, great victory, celebrated it long and hard, but we played like a team that was underdogs playing against City. Please don't get me wrong. We sort of were tight, we were defensive, and we got a counter opportunity. We had a great player in Salah creating that goal, and then we again defended for our life and won 1-0. When was the last time we won a game like that, 1-0 against a big team? That actually, to me, shows perhaps the struggle that we are having against this season. But anyways, I thought we were lucky against West Ham as well with that Milner block, winning 1-0 in the second half. If we are fair, we'll say that West Ham probably should have got something out of the game. So while we've turned a corner, I don't think I thought we had turned a corner. It's back to square one again. And I'm just lost for words because I don't know where we are going forward with this, to be honest.
Another deep sigh when a Liverpool fan comes on and speaks.
Sorry.
What else can I say? No, listen, we are all sorry. We are all sorry right now. What else can we say? So very early on, you said that you fear that this is the end of this Liverpool team. I agree with you in terms of the team that the spine that won us the title. So the spine that won us the title consisted of Mane, Gini, Fabinho, Alisson, Virgil, and Salah. Right? They are the main protagonists, right? Obviously, we know Gini and Mane have gone. In my humble opinion, Fabinho won't get back to close to those levels. I don't care about his age, and people can throw that at me all they want. Oh, he's only 28 or 29. He's not finished. In my opinion, the amount of football that he's played, I want to check his passport. I want his passport checked right now. No, Bilal, I'm serious. He ain't 28.
Fake age.
Yeah. Bro, that guy is done out here. He's done out here. And the others, again, a couple of weeks ago, I said Virgil, we've seen the best of Virgil van Dijk, and everyone went mad and wild. And they thought, what do you mean by that? How can you just say? All I said was we've seen the best of Virgil. The best of Virgil is, for me, one of the greatest centre-backs the Premier League's ever seen. We're not going to get that Virgil back. It doesn't mean Virgil's finished. It doesn't mean Virgil should no longer be at Liverpool anymore. It doesn't mean Virgil is still not the first name or one of the first names on the team sheet. I'm just saying we're not going to see the best of Virgil. So if we've mentioned 5, 6 of the people of the spine, I've mentioned, right? And out of those 3 or 4, I'm saying we've seen the two have gone, and 2 of the others in Fabinho and Virgil, in my opinion, we've seen the best of, and Bobby as well. You can add about. Then that suggests
I think Robertson as well.
Robertson as well, but I don't think Robertson. I think Robertson has still levels to go. I just think he's having a dip in form. He's still young and vibrant enough to come back into form, just like Trent is as well. There's no harm in saying that we've seen the best of them. That's not a criticism. That doesn't mean I want everyone sold and that's it, finished. I think it's fair to say we've seen the best of them. Now, what we need to see now in the next few years is those replacements that take their place. So the Diaz and Jotas, yeah, that are going to come in. The next set of midfielders that are going to come in, whether that's Jude Bellingham or Casado, whoever comes in. Let's see if they can be the new Gini, the new Fabinho. Yeah, let's see if Konate can develop into the next Virgil. Yeah, so the Liverpool 2.0 has to show itself now. I'm not ready to die yet. Please God, I'm not ready to die yet. But what I mean by that is from a footballing point of view. I'm not willing to say that this Liverpool team is dead under Klopp. That squad, that winning team, I think it's seen its best days. I agree with that. But now the task of building 2.0 version is crucial. And over the next 2 windows, we will see where we're at. Come start of the next season, we will see if this squad has been able to replace those legends that I've mentioned. And they are legends. But it's fair to say those legends I've spoken about have seen better days. Bilal from the outside.
But sorry, Bilal, sorry.
No, it's fine.
I totally agree with you, with Grizz. But you know, Grizz, totally agree with you. But for the reason why I fear, if you're going back to the difficult times that we had pre-Klopp, before Klopp came in, is because you're absolutely right. But for us to reach Liverpool 2.0, to reach the levels that Liverpool 1.0 under Klopp had, we will need to make 3 or 4, perhaps 5 signings, perhaps in the next 2 windows. And just from the outside, based on recent factual evidence, and I'm not, you know more about transfers than I do. I'm not sure if the owners are going to invest that much in such a short period of time. And I'm just speaking from a recent factual evidence. So I don't know whether in 2 years' time, in 2 windows' time, we'll be actually having all the replacements ready, or we'll have to go through some painful periods of 3 or 4 years before we get all the replacements in. If it was, say, an owner who was going to spend, ready to spend as much as we want, and I'm saying purely from factual evidence. I'm not, I don't know the owners intrinsically as say some of you guys who you follow transfer market. And of course, it's very easy for me. It's very easy for someone to tell some other person spend the money. It's the person who actually spends the money who finds it a bit difficult to spend it based on budgets and stuff like that. I'm just a fan, but I'm not sure if we are going to sign 3, 4, 5 players that we need to reach the levels before. As quickly as we should to sort of come back in the running. And that's the reason why there's a bit of pessimism around me.
I understand the pessimism completely. This team and this squad this season so far hasn't suggested has suggested your pessimism is justified. Our transfer activity over the last 4 or 5 windows has suggested your pessimism is justified. But what I will say is it's the litmus test for these owners right now. If they don't do what I think they will do in the next 2 windows, which is sign 3 to 5 players, then I agree with you wholeheartedly that we are back in the dark ages eventually, in terms of it will be a gradual decline. But I fully believe, and it may be against the evidence that you're suggesting and providing that we've shown, because when we do business, we actually do good business. We just don't do enough of it. But I believe we will sign 3 to 5 players in the next 2 windows. And that's where I said, then it's the time to judge if we can clearly see the Liverpool 2.0. That for sure is needed, because this Liverpool, this recent Liverpool, like the glory Liverpool, what we saw of the Champions League and the Premier League, that is done. That is seen its days. Now we wait, because what else can we do? Let's be honest. What else can we do? We have to just wait patiently now and see in the next 2 windows if they address the issues that me, you, and every Liverpool fan have been speaking on in the last few days. Aporov, is there anything else that you want to speak about, my friend? Can't hear you. We can't hear you, bro.
Yeah.
No, still no.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there. Even the
Can't
camera's
hear you,
flipped.
man.
I'm not sure
Right, thanks. Yeah. I think the camera's flipped and like Liverpool season. Sorry, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
We speak
big up,
soon.
bro.
Take care. Lovely caller, man. Lovely man. Big up. Like Liverpool season just flipped up, man. Like, you know what I mean? One season quadruple, next season upside down. Can't hear shit.
Listen, football's mad. Either you have a smooth transition or you have a harsh one. And Liverpool going through that harsh transition where it shouldn't have been like that, considering where Liverpool were. It should have been a smooth transition into the next Liverpool 2.0. But instead, you've been, now you're
it's a
suffering
messy
a
transition right now. It's a messy transition. It's a rocky, wild ride right now. But we have to see it through, Bilal. We've got no options as Liverpool fans. We both know.
Yeah,
we both know. We both seen this. I saw it before your time. Then you saw it now. Now you're coming back. Now I'm looking like I'm seeing it again. But I'm not willing to throw in the towel quite now. Yo, what's good? You know my answer, innit? You know my answer, innit, bro, by now. Not Liverpool. Think Klopp lacks imagination when his original plan doesn't work, Chris. I actually enjoy watching United and Brighton more than Klopp. Shh, I didn't say that. You think Bellingham watching, Grizz? Bellingham is definitely watching us.
He's watching.
Now, whether he's hurting or whether he's laughing is a different story. But he's definitely watching.
His transfer fee next year, I wonder what it's going to be. It could be a joke.
Do you know what? It's not. It won't be a joke, man. People, you know what I mean? Dortmund know they have to sell him, and they won't make it unrealistic. So whoever wants it will have to pay that fee, but they won't make it unrealistic. Like people forgetting, Sancho had a wild season before he went as well. So did Haaland and everything. So these things, okay, Haaland had a clause, but World Cup, long season yet. What if Bellingham?
The thing is, what if England do mad in the World Cup?
I don't think they will.
Bellingham's the star. Yeah, I don't think they'll do nothing as well. But you never know. But listen, Bellingham, just a message. I hope you're watching Arsenal and send a little DM to Saka. And I'm sorry, Grizz, we might have to take him. But yeah, honestly,
more L's for me. Shit, man.
Yeah, listen, man. Second team, as they say, man. Come on, it's fine. If it's not Liverpool, man, you can come to Arsenal. It's okay. Close
to 300 people in here. People, let's keep up smashing up the likes, even if they're pity. You know what I mean? Even if they're pity likes, I'm shameless.
Well, come on, give Chris something. Come on.
Yeah, give me something. I want to leave here with something. You know what I mean? I want to leave here with something. Let's get the next caller in, man. LRFC Fawzi is in the building. Yes, my friend.
Yo, assalamu alaikum to you too.
Assalam.
Mate, what can we do, mate? I mean, like you said, we've seen this before with Liverpool Football Club, like the Barrett years and all that stuff. But after today's game, I just realized like we need to lower our expectations for the season. I don't think we're gonna be like, challenging for titles. Maybe we could squeeze in top 4, but it's sad watching Liverpool, like struggling against the bottom team of the league as well, guys. We didn't show any fight. We're blaming players here and there, but sometimes you got to look like beyond the players. It could be like the formation, it could be the manager's decisions, all of that stuff. I got a feeling the manager probably decided before this game he won't play a couple of players because the Champions League game is important. Instead of like putting a lot of players in this game, it's like you're facing the bottom team of the Premier League, so let's just see what we could do with the youngsters and all that. But I feel sorry for the youngsters in a kind of way because we're pushing them into places they shouldn't be in. If you know what I mean, Grizz and BILAL. The time you play youngsters is when you're at top. Then you bring them on gradually. Eventually, then they become to their own. And unfortunately, they're just in the wrong season at Liverpool, and we're just facing a lot of issues at the moment. Like Grizz said, we've got issues in the actual pitch. The players are aging. I think Klopp based our season on last season, hence why he didn't go all out to buy the players this season. You can't teach old dogs new tricks. Let's just be honest there. You can't turn in like players who are energetic running up and down into passing players. You can't do that. So he's trying to turn away from that just to make us to a possession team, and it's not working. And as you guys were speaking about previous seasons, our progressions has been hampered. The season we won the league was supposed to progress, and then we got injuries, and then COVID happened, and then it's just stopped our momentum, like becoming like one of the best teams in England. So yeah, there's just a lot of issues happening left, right, and centre, and our backroom staff is in disarray at the moment. We haven't got like the right people in place. Everybody talks about doctors, but I'm sure you got like temporary doctor at the moment at Liverpool Football Club. I can't believe people go into a season without a doctor. It doesn't happen, especially in a billionaire sport. It doesn't make any sense. So there's a lot of things to fix. Obviously, Jurgen Klopp is going to Project Youth. We have to go with him. But in January, he has to make signings for us to compete to that top 4, because I'm not giving up. I'm more positive than, most Liverpool fans. I've been here, man, since a long time. So you can see Ian Rush right behind me. I used to watch those players. So I think, like, if we sign a couple of players in January, get some results along the way, we'll be fine. But I'm still worried about the Ajax game, Grizz. Ajax away, you're losing against Nottingham Forest, and we haven't won away game all season in the Premier League as well. Ajax are fighting for something. Do you think like we could get something out of this game?
So look, you made some very good points, bro. First time speaking to you, first time caller, I believe. Thank you very much for calling in, man. Bro. So yeah, look, everything that you've said, I get what you're saying, 100%. And it's interesting you said that Liverpool, you think Klopp was looking more forward to the Champions League game as in terms of importance, and that's why he didn't risk the likes of Thiago and Nunes and even Trent.
Yeah.
Only Klopp will know if he's done that. And if he's done that, that's a massive mistake in my opinion. If he's done that, we don't know. Right?
We don't know. Yeah.
But if he's done that,
I love the guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not Klopp out or anything. I'm always a Klopp fan, no matter what. I know where I was 30 years ago. I know where I was, man. So don't worry. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying you can't rest players for Premier League game. You need 3 points.
But don't forget the Champions League. BILAL, the Champions League is important as well, bro. That's like win.
Well, these players used to play in 2 games in a week or 3 games. Like they need to get 3 points and they need to beat Ajax. This is the demands. They play for Liverpool. Like you can't just say, "Oh, we'll rest you." Already, if that's the case, then the mentality going into the first game is already going to be on the floor. Just going into that game. So yeah, I doubt that's the reason. I think it's been.
We don't know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We don't know. But sometimes managers do that. Yeah. Sorry, Grizz.
No, it's cool. We know Nunes has got a hamstring issue. And BILAL, it makes sense not to risk him because he's our only striker right now. That's fucking.
Oh yeah, no. Of course, if it's an injury like a hamstring, of course you don't want to aggravate that because that could be 6 weeks now, and that'd be even longer. Of course, if it's but guys like Trent, for me,
and people taking a mick out of Erik, but I don't know if people have had an Erik or ear infection. It's nasty, man. Trust me, I'm telling you, man. It's one of the worst things because you just can't do anything about it. It's one of those things that you just have to let it pass. So that, and the Trent one's the one that's bugging me. it is absolutely bugging me, the Trent one. If he was rested, if he's not fully fit, because we had so much of the ball, and that's not Milner's quality, man. And then the Curtis Jones ones, people are asking in midfield. There is issues there, of course, selection-wise. And if that's Klopp's errors, then yeah, of course.
We spoke about this the other week about Curtis Jones, and I said if he was like at Arsenal, for example, or like a Man City, he would play probably on the left wing. He wouldn't play in midfield. He's not ready to play in that sort of role yet. I feel like just throwing him there in that kind of game when the midfield itself is already unstable. I don't know.
With Curtis Jones, guys, like he's been here for a while. You know what I mean? That COVID season, the season we did, obviously we had the injuries. He played a lot of games. You know what I mean? We can't keep waiting for him. You know what I'm saying? He should be an established player by now. You know what I mean? But he's not strong enough for the team for some reason. I've said it like a season ago. He needs to be loaned out. Like what we've done with Harvey Elliott, get himself like ready for the Premier League. Like that's what Harvey Elliott did. He went to the Championship, strengthened that a bit, and then now he's actually a regular in the first team. Not many people want him in the first team, but at least he's showing something. He gives a fight in the first team. Maybe this is what Curtis Jones needs. You know what I mean? When you're pushing young kids from the reserves, if you look at Chelsea's youth, like the physical specimens, aren't they? They are massive. You look at Liverpool's youth system; they're all like small, like Tyler Morton and players like that. Even when Trent came through, like, that's what I'm saying. You need players like these to go and try themselves somewhere else, and then come into the team eventually. I don't think he's ever been ready for the first team, and we're pushing him every single time in the first team. But I don't think he even deserves a place. But listen. Like I said, I'm not Klopp. I don't get paid the big bucks, but I just don't. I never wanted him in the first team. I've got to be honest, because he's always struggling physically in games, in my opinion. I don't know what you think, Chris. Like, I think he's just physically too much.
About Curtis Jones?
Yeah.
Curtis Jones, I think, is a talented player. I think he has talents. I think he's got potential. But it's running out of time to turn that potential into actual being able to command a place, at least in the squad. And for sure, when he's asked to come in, perform at a level that enables Klopp to have a hard decision to make for the next game. Today, he gets a small buy because it's his first game back and he's been thrown into Forest away. It's the first start he's making. Small buy. But this season, in general, overall, I said it at the start, it's a final, I think, and call it harsh because he is still relatively young, 22, 23. I felt, and I feel still, that the level or the levels that we're playing at and aspiring to be at, he needs to cement his place this season. Otherwise, I would look to move him on. I've said that. So it's totally down to Curtis Jones, basically. If he gets his chance, he's been unlucky again with the injuries, whatnot. Last season, a random eye injury that kept him out for months. This time, a random stress fracture that keeps, it's not an injury. It's like a growing pain because he's 21. Okay, I thought he was 22. So I think it's up to him. If he doesn't grab his chance and doesn't perform when he's fully integrated in terms of the fitness-wise and energy-wise, then I don't think there's any point keeping him around, in my opinion. Of course, people can be split. People can give all their opinions they want. That's up to them. But I do think he is with the talent. I just don't know which position, which role suits him in this team. And that's the nagging question. Wide left, central midfield, as an 8, I don't know where's his position. And Jurgen Klopp and Pep Linders have to find that position and role for him and then play him consistently in that position and role. And then it's up to Curtis Jones. If by the end of the season it's still, we don't know, we're not sure, then we don't want to make the same mistake that we made with Ox, Keita, that we kept them behind, and we didn't know their position. Even Lallana, I would say we kept him too much. So this is what I will say. I'm not sure if there was anything else that you wanted to ask.
Sorry, I want to ask you one more question. About the owners. Like, what do we do about this, Grizz? Like, sorry, Bilal.
What can we do?
do we stick with this for the rest of?
What can we do, Fozzy? What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? There's nothing we can do. This is what people need to understand. How do you get out an owner? How do you kick out owners?
It's a myth. From experience, it's a myth. You can't do nothing about them, man. You end up the only other options is like if a state buys you, you know, if it's not an American, you know, investment firm or some rich, maybe British billionaire, especially in this political climate, who's it going to be? Qatar? They've already got PSG. They might even sell PSG at the end of the World Cup.
Yeah.
The point is, we can agree or disagree in terms of we want them out, or we want them in. We can't do nothing about it, bro.
Yeah.
We just can't. Like, if people are thinking if people are thinking we can suddenly create a movement on all platforms and protests and everything to kick them out, within a season, even 2 seasons, it's a myth. It's a myth. It doesn't happen like that. This is just Twitter talk. In real life, you can't.
And who would you even get? And who could?
Well, I don't know who we would get, but there is people that would buy Liverpool.
Yeah, there will.
There is people that there was. We're a massive.
Would they be better than? Yeah, I know FSG have had the problem.
No one knows that though.
But FSG in a lot of ways have done a lot of good things. I know this year's been bad, but since Klopp has come in, they've shown that they've. I'm not defending them because a lot of the things they do, I don't actually agree with in terms of the transfers for Liverpool. They should definitely spend a lot more money in terms of transfers, but. They've done good things since they've come to the club.
No, listen, we're all grateful for that, but you know, you got to look. Sometimes you got to look at the other end of things. You know what I mean? The most important bit is the things on the pitch. You know what I mean? Like, when are you gonna get something out of your pocket? I know they've been here 12, 13 years, whatever. They never put their hands in their pocket, but. When is it going to happen? Like something different. I mean, we're talking about the way we play and all that stuff. But when is it that outside the pitch going to change as well?
So I tell you how that could only change. Only one man can change all of this. Like, I know I'm influential, but even the great Grizz Khan can't do shit. I can't do shit, bro. There's only one man who can do anything about this, and that's Jurgen Klopp.
The main man.
But it will be difficult,
guys.
Chris.
It's only Jurgen Klopp can change their philosophy, mindset, make a noise, make people aware, but he backs them.
That's the thing, though, Chris. That is the thing.
He backs them. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. There's nothing else anyone can say or do.
Yeah.
The legends can come out. The likes of Kenny Dalglish can come out. Yeah, that could help. And call them out. But you got to remember, these guys are all connected. Jurgen Klopp is not as equally to blame. Of course not. Jurgen Klopp is the Don. But he has a part to play when things don't go right. We have to accept that, and we have to call it.
I don't expect anything from him.
We can't just always say owners. Owners are saying, do what you got to do. We've given you funds.
Yeah.
If you don't want a player, that's on Jurgen Klopp. And if Jurgen Klopp comes out and says, yeah, I don't need any midfielders, I'm calm with my midfielders, then we have got no evidence otherwise but to believe him on face value.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then if he says near the end of the window, I was wrong, you guys were right, I do need a midfielder now because of the injuries, it's a mess.
Is Michael Edwards a big miss for Liverpool in terms
100%?
He told Klopp to sign Salah and Mane, not Brandt and Götze. And from that day on, he probably had Klopp's respect in terms of what Salah and Mane
because, you know, like if someone objects to your transfers and all that stuff, like challenges you, that's the way to go about it, innit? Instead of saying yes to everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, thank you for having me, guys. Honestly, man, I'm much appreciated for everything, guys.
It's no problem, my bro. Thank you very much for calling in. It's been nice chatting. Hope to chat to you real soon. Take care, my brother.
Man.
Take care.
Big up, man. Big up.
My head's hurting, innit? Why are you
You're
doing this
depressed,
to me,
man? It's okay. I'm sorry,
man. I thought we were gonna get Arsenal people, Man United people, Chelsea people, man, speak on their clubs, and like instead giving me headache. I just done a post match. Tomorrow I've got another 2 shows, and I've got Monday's gonna be packed out. This week's peak for me.
Klopp, Liverpool. What are you doing to Grizz, man? Come on.
This week is
you have no shame.
This week is peak for me. Tomorrow, you know what I mean? Southampton play, Arsenal. What's the other big game? Tottenham,
I don't even know.
Newcastle still to go. Tasty.
Newcastle win that, man. They'll be like 2 points
Tasty.
behind Tottenham.
Tasty.
Mhm.
Let's bring in good old Zuberi. He's gonna ruin me, innit? Let's do
FSG
this.
Stan, let's go.
Let's do this. My brother's
That's-
in the
that's what I'm
building.
saying.
My brother's in the building.
Yo, how you doing, Grizz? Well, I see how you doing. Don't answer that. Don't answer
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You're not
You
out
know,
here
you
to answer that
know, you
question.
know.
All right, I'll skip that question for you. Bella, what's going on? I see you with that Young Bucks show, man. Big show, you know. I
Yeah,
rate
no,
it.
that show is chaos, man. That show is
I
chaos,
rate it.
honestly. Yeah, if you
Oh,
guys
I
don't
like
watch Young Bucks, man, get into it. That show, that is one of the funniest things you can watch, man. But yeah,
Nah. So on the Young Bucks, Bella, I'll come to you, and Grizz, you can chime in because I needed your advice, but you're under a lot of pressure right now. So I'll try to revert this to the Young Bucks.
I'm not under pressure. I'm not under pressure. No.
Well, I'm bringing a different type of pressure. You know me.
Okay,
So
no
check this
problem.
out.
I'm here for that. But I'm not
Remember-
under pressure, you know. Life is good. Praise the
Alright.
Lord. Life is good. Just
Alright.
Liverpool isn't good.
Right. So you
I
know
can
I'm the
separate
first
the
guy.
two. I can separate the two. Praise the Lord. Life is good.
Hey, with age come wisdom, right?
You know?
Hey, so you know I'm the first guy with the big, check clock flag back in FSG flag.
Mhm.
And what I didn't realize, I don't know how old you all been out, but what I didn't realize, there's a lot of men that's born in like 2000 to 2005 became a Liverpool fan on the clock. So they only know the good Liverpool. So now I've seen a decline early. So now they're tuning into me and seeing the decline, and they're like bunning everything, Grizz. I'm talking from Klopp, Linders, the system, Jones, Milner. You think I'm coming with heat? I'm talking about these young guys cornering me up, man, bunning out the Hendo, dead food, never been nothing. Just no respect on no player, no coaches. Can't understand what's going on, and I'm there now on the defense. Like, yo, you gotta understand, football. It's not like FIFA. You can't just run in and slap. You can't rip up these contracts. It's not FIFA. You can't just go in there and put a man up for sale. He has to want to move, and if you don't want to move, he can run out his. Like these guys, they lack football knowledge, Grizz, and they're big fans. They're big fans on the Klopp era. And let's be honest, Klopp era is shaking, but these men ain't trying to hear nothing, Grizz. Do I engage with them? Do I educate them? Because if we don't educate them, they'll be the next level of toxic fans. They'll be the Liverpool fans that you and I get lumped in with 5-10 years from now. So BILAL is a young guy.
Yeah.
How do I proceed? How do me and Grizz proceed? Because Grizz think it's a problem now. Wait till we get these spoiled fans that's never understood what being in a drought looks like. And then they start doing crazy things. Grizz, you and I are going to be in with the crazy Liverpool fans. There's a wave of them already here.
The kids are taking you. They're taking you. Listen, now, you know what it is? Well, me growing up, my era, properly watching football, the first thing of Liverpool, when you guys won the Champions League, I remember that. Yeah. And that was nice. But I still didn't, Liverpool's team wasn't really that great. And then going a couple of years more than that, Liverpool's team still had some funny footballers, man, and the Voronins and Gogs, but Liverpool still, they'll give you a good game, but they still wouldn't be that team. Yeah, it's only since Klopp's really not even Klopp, when Brendan Rodgers actually finished second that season. That's when Liverpool, I think, started changing in terms of, they're starting to compete for the titles. No more finishing seventh and whatever outside of the top four and playing Europa Leagues and doing things like that. They were actually becoming more serious. And then now, of course, the Klopp era, ever since that Rodgers, it's just been going up and up and up. Liverpool's not, even though, yes, you haven't won 3 Premier Leagues and 2 or 3 Champions Leagues, but the trajectory of Liverpool for the last decade has just literally been up, 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 up. So if you're a fan, you're going to enjoy it because you're always seeing progression, right? And now, for the first time in so long, you're starting to see that down, 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 which is natural for a normal football club, and this is the thing, for a normal football club, it's actually normal. It's the Man Cities of the world, and it's even the Real Madrids. I know they're a gigantic institution and stuff, but normal football clubs go up, 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 then they'll come down, down, down a little bit, then to come back up, up, up again. But yeah, the fans who have just seen the up, up and up, it's going to be hard for them to experience their first real down, down, down. And if that comes now, this season's already coming, the down. If Liverpool come up next season and come up with the up, then cool. But it's that experiencing it, man. It's like, I don't know. It's like driving a car for the first time or going on a roller coaster for the first time. Listen, it's a new experience for a lot of young guys, I'd say, especially if you're a Liverpool fan and you've only seen your team just literally for the last 10 years, probably just literally just progressing time after time after time. And then when Klopp came in, the positive, even from the Europa League he started off at, and the games and you see the difference already with the energy and the way you guys were playing from that Liverpool Dortmund game was one of those first like hallmark games of, okay, it was like 4-4 that day, I think, but still. And then you got Mohamed Dusako saying this is Liverpool country, little things like that, we're just getting people excited, and then building from there. So for me, the young guys, listen, let them go through it, man. Let them go through their little roller coaster. They'll understand. If Liverpool go down, next time when they go up, they'll appreciate it even more. And if a down again happens, then that's why Grizz is calm, because Grizz has seen the good times, bad times, the good times. He understands. It goes up and down. It's football for normal. Even that Man United, the great Man United. Whoever would have thought Man United, the dominance they had over English football, would crumble the way they have? But now maybe they're going to come up and their fans are going to start thinking, you know what, we're serious again, and just start enjoying the ride. So for me, I don't know, like it's interesting watching, because I've seen Liverpool fans today, for example, the one Zoob's talking about, saying Harvey Elliott's trash. We need to sell him. We need to sell Harvey Elliott. What are you talking about? Like, these are the kind of reactionary takes that you're going to get. And yeah, at the end of the day, it is what it is. When you're a big club as well, and when you're successful, you're going to get these kind of fans. It is what it is. Arsenal, for example, probably one of the most toxic fan bases of the past how long? Like, yeah, toxic. And now you're starting to see, because of the down of Arsenal, like real down, a bit of up. People are starting to be a bit happy because the bad times came, and they came hard. So hopefully it doesn't get that bad for Liverpool. I hope Liverpool don't have to suffer the way I've suffered. But yeah.
I ran into a fan today on another stream right after the game, and he was, I mean, I'm worried about him, to be honest. He sounded suicidal. He was like, Nottingham Forest. They didn't even have sponsors on their kit. How dare us lose? And I'm like, bro, it's 11v11. Any team can win. I mean, surely you want our team to win, but it's a game, bro. We'll go back again next week. We'll go back again Wednesday. It's 38 minutes, man. It's like, I get it. Nottingham Forest shouldn't be beating us, but bro, what? 90 minutes passed. What do you want? An extra 90 minutes, bro? Like, there's nothing. This is football. And he was like, yo, I started supporting, Jurgen Klopp. And I'm like, bro, that's all I need to hear. I can't even talk to you anymore. You don't know what it's like watching Stevie G slip. You don't know what it's like on the Hudson. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know. You don't know what it's like seeing. This one breaks my heart, really. When Xavi Alonso left Liverpool, this isn't even a result. It's just a man leaving the club. I was done, deflated. I remember just laying on the couch like life was over.
Yeah,
we'll never go anywhere without Xavi. And then, I mean, we went some places here and there, but this fan was hurting, and I have nothing for him. Nothing. He was burning down the entire house. Get these men out of here, the whole squad. I'm just like, bro, it's one game, He was having none of it, man. So, Grizz, I know you mature. I'm mature, but how do we save these younger fans, man? Because Klopp ain't saving them right now, and they're blaming FSG, and you know where I stand with that. So, how we save these younger fans?
Saving them from what?
Themselves, man, because they're gonna go out and they're gonna give us a bad name. I'm a Liverpool fan, and they're not gonna differentiate them from me. They're just gonna say, "Yeah, these Liverpool fans are crazy." We did it to Arsenal. Arsenal had some loose heads over there, and we just lumped BILAL in with them. So that's not fair.
Do you know what it is? I think it's difficult. I think it's difficult in this day and age to try to save fans. I mean, I don't know how you save a fan anyway, or from what we're saving them from. If you're saying like a bad reputation as what would the reputation? What would the reputation be for it to be bad in your eyes?
Mean, some of them can't even articulate the way they really feel because they're so reactionary. I don't want to be that Liverpool fan.
I hear that. Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So just coming in. All right. So example, I expressed myself about Milner. I try to do it in a very, positive, clear way of thinking. I'm not just coming in like, oh yeah, he's old, 37, dead. You should have retired. I'm seeing what Milner's doing. When you're 18 and you haven't played professional soccer, you tell me about you're doing the eye test thing. It's like, bro, the game is bigger than the eye test. You're not in training. You don't see what these men are doing. Then you can't judge the owners based on the on-field stuff. You can only judge the players and the coach about the on-field stuff. He's calling players ingredients, and Klopp is doing the best he can with the ingredients. And if the ingredients ain't performing, that's on Klopp. I thought I was harsh on Klopp. I mean, this dude was going in, and I was like, I wonder if that's how I sound or that's how people perceive us. I know I looked at Arsenal and Tottenham that way for a minute, but now I'm starting to regret doing that because surely there was some level-headed people over there.
Do you know what it is? This basically, where's that comment gone, man? Yeah, it's literally as simple as social media.
Yeah.
It's literally as simple as that. So now, bums like me can have a platform. Bums like me can grow that platform. Bums like me can say what we want on our platforms. And then bums like me can start having a bigger influence. And that's it. So each bum to its own. If I decide to be a knobhead on my platform, I will use it to the best of my ability to be a knobhead. And if I'm good at the shit I talk, then people will be influenced. Children will be influenced. Youngers, elders, new fans, old fans. It's simple as that. It's literally to each individual themselves to try to educate themselves first and foremost. And then if they feel the need or they want to promote or to promote that message or to convey that message to others, that's up to them how they do it, why they do it, when they want to do it. So it's each to their own, Zuberi, man. Ain't no stress for me. I don't really give a shit about how Liverpool fans are perceived. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. I'm only interested in how I'm perceived. I don't want to be known as a dickhead. I don't want to be known as a reactionary fan. I don't want to be known as when the shit hits the fan, I start blowing out every manager, player, youngster, elder. I don't want to be known as the guy that when we win, I rub salt into other people's wounds. If we beat Arsenal, I'm on Bilal's case every week. I'm on all my other Arsenal people, my Man United people, my Man City people. I don't want to be known as the guy that just talks too much when we win and then can't take it when we lose. I want to be known just myself. I can't speak for the Liverpool fan base. I only speak for myself. And that's it. That's the way everyone should have a perception of how to deal with these kind of things. That's just me. But you're right, man. People will go overboard. And some people will still not see the issues and problems as well. Yeah, you know, innit? There is people out there that still won't see the issues.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's the two extremes. It's the two extremes. Right. Extremism of any form, in any way, shape or form or life or anything. Extremism is wrong. It's not good for you. It's not good for the soul. It's not good for anything. Being extreme in anything. So you try to stay in the middle path. And that's what we try to do out here, Zuberi, bro. That's what I try to do on my channel. That's what I do on my platforms. Anywhere I'm asked to speak, I try to show or keep the middle path. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. You can get emotionally attached one way or the other. We are humans. We have pride. We have ego. So we can get into egoistic battles. Let me prove Zuberi wrong. Bilal said that to me about last year. Let me tell him about himself now. And we can forget the middle path when we're getting into egoistic battles with each other. But I speak for myself. I must try to remain neutral, middle as much as you can when your team's bad, when your team's good.
Yeah, you know me, I'm super negative when we're good and super positive when we're not. So that's kind of how I roll. And for people who don't understand what I'm talking about, man, like these platforms are therapeutic. You know what I mean? So we get an opportunity to say how we feel and stuff like that. But if you can't articulate the way you feel and just kind of summarize your emotion in that moment and isolate it to that moment, like I get it. It's easy to get frustrated, but Chris, the dude was going so far off. I'm talking about just ripping the entire house down. I'm just like, bro, it's a good thing he wasn't a fan when Leicester won the league. You probably would have just did your head in because they had no business winning the league. And I mean, they was playing some beautiful football. But for me, as far as the Klopp thing and the FSG thing, I love what you said about FSG to the caller earlier. Shout out to that caller. But they're the owners. Klopp will go before the owners. Players will go before the owners. You can't look at on the field result and go owners. You have to look at the man in charge. And if the man in charge is doing everything he can, then you have to look at the deputies he put in places to execute the orders. You can't blame our coach for a player making a bad pass or a bad decision. Just call it what it is. Bad pass, bad decision, poor decision, mistake, misjudge. That's all it is. And those moments and those decisions can cost us a game. It has nothing to do with the tactics, it has nothing to do with the coaching staff. And the only thing I try to point out to people is that the way Klopp was rotating the teams in the past, it looks suspect. And the way he's doing it now, is I want to say it's the extreme, and the other is like he's rotating too much. So I think we just need to find the right balance and get a nice rhythm going on. For a team that most of the players been here for long enough while, we look like we don't have any rhythm. I don't know if you see the same thing, Grizz, but that's kind of what I'm seeing. So we just need some players to step up. And we just need the fans to support. I've always preached this, man. We need to support from the owners to carriers. Well, carriers isn't here no more, but I don't know who's the worst player on the squad. Can't even think of them. We need to support everyone from the owners to Ox, man. You support everyone from the owners down to Ox or Nabi, if you would. They got the Liverpool kit on. They got the Liverpool crest on. They got a Liverpool show. They got a Liverpool channel. Just support the thing, man. Win, lose, or draw. Let's just support the thing. You know, I'm sick and tired of these complaining, these gripes. Get this guy out. It's not that simple, man. These are people talking about. We're not talking about peas in your rice that you can just flick out the plate. We're talking about people here, man. Human being. So that's all I wanted to say today. Didn't really want to come with a lot of the pressure. But I want to talk about that thing behind you. It says 99 YTs, that's your YouTube rating. I like that, you know.
I like it too, man. Look, like everything, like a lot of things in life these days, it's pretty fake. It ain't real.
The thing behind you is fake? Is that what you're saying?
Look, people already know, yeah. People
no, I like it though, man.
I was given this as a present from my channel sponsors. Shout out FUT card every time. Yeah, so big up FUT card. If anybody wants their own made, go check out yourfutcard.com. Yourfutcard.com. If you type in RedFellas, you'll get 15% discount because of me. For anything you want. They don't only do these, they do banners, flags, anything you want made. Prints, all types of things, man. So they're the people to go to. And you'll get a discount if you type
BILAL's rating on that card, you know.
My rating.
Look, he's talking about my rating, and I told him, look, like everything in life these days, in society these days, is fake.
And I own that 99, man. R9 levels, man. Come on.
R9 levels. Oh, was R9 99? Was R9 ever given a 99 rating? What's the highest rating anyone's ever got? What's the highest rating anyone's ever got? It must be Messi,
98,
right?
97, I think.
Like as a prop, well, I think on the last FIFA I played, the legend card had like a 96 overall for R9. That was the highest, I'm pretty sure.
Is that the highest?
Yeah, but for a normal player who's in our era, I think Messi was 94 for ages. That's what I remember.
94, that's the highest.
No, the older games had a 97 and a 98 in there.
Yeah.
But that's when the rating wasn't really what it is.
But
when it was more serious, now it's dead. If you man are playing FIFA in 2022, grow up, man. Grow up. But anyway, that's
that's a low blow, man. I was about to go play FIFA.
No, grow up. FM, come Football Manager, guys. But it's not a serious game, man. These guys, every single year it's been the same thing. It's not like the way it used to be, bro. It's not like the way it used to be. Obviously, PES era was good, then FIFA came into its own, but I think since like 2016, man, this game's just been finished, man. But yeah, I think it's the last year, Zub, is it not? Is it not the last year of FIFA?
Yeah, it is. I agree with you. You know, it's just hard to accept because I've been playing it since like '96. I've been in FIFA.
Yeah, that's the only reason people are playing. It's attachment. Listen, I had to say this year I'm not buying it. This is the first year I said I'm not in for. But
yeah, I'm done. I'm done as well. But it's tough, man. It's tough. But yo, shout out to you, man, Bilal. On top of that, I guess you men are the best men for City.
I was gonna say, Zuberi, what are you saying? Because you've been having a little, you know what I mean, ding dong with Bilal, but his team are stressing you out now. I think Bilal, it's time to switch the pressure tables on Zuberi right now.
I've given listen, Zub, listen, whether he liked it or not, he conformed to my plan anyway, man. Liverpool got the job done against Man City the other day. Apart from that, listen, I said, everyone, you got to help us beat Man City. Brighton today. Like, come on, man. You're not respecting the Premier League.
Grizz, I'm a master tactician. Remember, I came in pumping that Arteta smoke. And you're like, Zuberi, you ain't got to preach Arteta to me, man. I support Arteta too, but that's going way over the top. That was my disclaimer in case they took it, you know. I can go back and pull up the video and say, look, I was backing Arteta when Bilal was a little iffy. When Bilal wasn't sure, because Bilal wasn't sure, you know, but now Bilal is smiling every day.
Yeah, no, I'm happy. But before, like, I wasn't happy for the last, what, I don't know, 2 years of finishing 8th. Why would I be happy with that? Watching, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing good, Grizz. They're doing good. If there's one guy I'd want to win it, I'll say it's Arteta. Yeah, we can't let City keep taking it like this, man. At this point, it's going to be a farmers league. That's what they're going to call the Prem. I don't want to be lumped in a farmers
I honestly think that if they win this one, it's bad. This is like bad for the Premier League. Like, this is terrible.
Chris, you want to be supporting a team in a farmers league?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want. I'm not sure if I can take Arsenal fans winning it as well, man. Like Bilal's cool.
Yeah. You know, you got to keep it to the cool ones. Avoid the other ones. You see the other ones coming across the street.
It's gonna be terrible for everyone who's on Arsenal fans.
See, the thing is, Man City. If Man City win it, Man City win it. I don't business. I know about 3 Man City fans. You know, there's about 300 of them, probably in London. You know, there's about 30,000 in Manchester, and there's about 300,000 in the world. So, own business if Man City win the league, man. Yeah, all right. Who are you still?
Do you want to hear something funny about Man City?
Arsenal win the league, shit, social media is popping off.
Man City did a study. I'm pretty sure it got deleted, yeah, but they did a study to find out where their fans are based, right? And they found out that they have the majority of their fans, they found out were in India. Yeah, not in the UK, obviously. They have barely any in the UK. But in India, and I think there was India and maybe a little bit of South Africa. These are the countries that were starting to support Man City.
No, the Gulf states will have a lot of Man City fans, of course, because of the ownership and whatnot. There'll be a lot of new age, you know, Man City fans from the Gulf area, from the Arab world. Of course, naturally, that happens. It's part of the business.
But the population of like the UAE, what is it? It's like it's nothing really.
Exactly, that's true.
It doesn't make a difference, but it's not adding to the fan base.
That's true. But if you guys turn up tomorrow and smash arse at Southampton, I mean, you keep this momentum going, man. I don't know Zuberi, when are you taking them seriously, or have you already taken them seriously?
Who, Arsenal? Would have to call this after the World Cup, because the league isn't like what we're seeing the table to be today. We've seen plenty of teams right off the top spot till Christmas. January hits, February comes around, and it's a downward spiral. You know, so it's almost like a 200-meter sprint. So they were in the lead around the corner, but on that straightaway, they just lose their pace. So I'm not taking them serious until they are like February 6 points ahead. Then I'll be like, yeah, they got a chance. But if it's February and they're 1 point ahead, they're not going anywhere. If they're February and they're neck and neck, they're not going anywhere. February and they're second, they're not going anywhere. But If it's February, 6 points ahead, I'm like, nah, man, we need to put some respect on Arsenal. So,
But do you know what's mad? Do you know what's mad? You know, like this is legitimate. This is Arsenal's best start in a league campaign since 1905. Like even the Invincibles, they've not had a start this good. But still, we're saying Arsenal are not favourites for the league because of Man City. Do you know how good and how dangerous and how much of a destruction Man City have been in the Premier League that we're saying Arsenal after their best start ever being top of the league and they're not favourites for the Premier League. It's mad.
don't
But
feel
that's
no
why
way
we
about
need.
that stat. Don't feel no way, because here's the thing with City.
Yeah.
They've never won a Champions League, and Liverpool won the Champions League, and then the next year, City are favorites. And it's like, that don't compute. We've been to
I don't know
more
why they're always
Champions
favourites for the
League
Champions
finals.
League. I don't get that one.
There you
How
go.
can you ever put City as a Champions League favourite?
There you go.
Like,
So it doesn't matter how
always.
good you're doing. City are always favorite.
Club of the year as well.
And that's
Listen,
why I don't want
I
them
think
to
it's
win
Pep.
it.
I think it's Pep. It's Pep. Pep has a lot of, clout in football. Like his clout is different. So I think a lot of that is going on Man City now. Wherever club Pep's at, that clout that they're gonna get there is crazy. But yeah, I don't know. This league, as I said, Arsenal tomorrow we'll see Southampton. As I said, St. Mary's. Weird ground for Arsenal. If Arsenal win there, was at 30 points. First team to hit 30 this season, building a bit of a gap again against Man City, then cool. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. Every game is hard in this league. We saw today, as I said, Nottingham Forest. I thought this was Liverpool just going to turn up, get another 3 points. They beat Man City and West Ham. Surely they're going to beat the 20th place team in the Premier League. But football has a funny way, man, of just doing things to us. So I will never, yeah, that's why we love this game. That's why I'll never take a game for granted, man. Every game's mad. It
is indeed, Zuberi, man. It's been therapeutic as always listening to you, speaking to you. You know what I mean? We need to speak more often. You know what I mean? It's mad, Bilal. It's mad. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. When we win, he comes on all grumpy and moody and swinging. When we lose, he comes in all, yo, what are you saying? He's all happy and calm, man. I don't know how this guy's brain works, but I like it. I like it. However it works, I like it. I wish my brain could work like that.
I'm all about balance, man, because here's the thing. If we're all saying the same thing, it's chaotic. So, yeah, I might go on the other end and rock the boat when the boat is steady. But if everybody's starting to rock the boat, I want to be the one to make sure it doesn't topple over. Because when I'm rocking it, I'm not rocking it in a disastrous way where we're going to burn the whole house down. I'm just saying, hey, people, just be aware. If you go over there, it's going to be a fire, so if you really want
it's not a bad mentality to have. It's not a bad mentality. Because listen, don't get too high. Don't get too high when the highs come. Don't get too low when the lows come. And then you can have a good life. You can have a good life. So
that's what it is.
100%. 100%.
FSG in, clap, fix up. And Milner, this is your last season. Don't push it. And we move. Big up, guys.
Indeed we do, bro. Indeed we do. We can't keep still and we can't go in reverse. We have to keep moving, trying to keep moving forward. Today was one step back. Now we got to make sure we take 2 steps forward. So listen, we out of here, man. Zuberi, take care, man.
Right,
we hope to catch up soon. Yeah, man. Pleasure as always, my brother. Speak soon.
In a bit, bro.
Yeah, Zuberi makes me feel good, man. You know what I mean? He has this therapeutic feel. He has this therapeutic effect on me.
Philosophical.
Yeah. But he's mad because if we win, he always comes in. Nah, I'm not seeing it. I'm not feeling it.
Man, yeah.
He's one of the best at that, man. He's one of the best 100%. At that. People, where are you, Man United people? Where are you, Chelsea people? Where's the Arsenal mans? I don't want to talk about Liverpool. We ain't got long now. So any other clubs fan base, roll through, people, roll through. Arif sends in a super chat. He says, Grizz, think Benacer be a good player for Chelsea. So we're talking Benacer, right? Benacer is AC Milan's Algerian, I believe, midfielder. Would you take him at your club?
Formerly of my team from the academy, man. We let him go.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's actually homegrown. I'm pretty sure he's homegrown. If he comes to the Premier League team, It's good for your what's it called? Your registration.
Benacer's from Arsenal's academy.
But Arsenal's academy stretches. I saw even Liverpool linked to that Yunus Musa, who's at Valencia, I believe. He was an Arsenal academy player as well. So yeah, no, listen, he's a Benacer, Tonali, them two in the like. AC Milan's team isn't great. Milan's team isn't filled with like full-on quality, but the few players that they have who have quality, the Leaos, the Theo Hernandez, the Tonalis, and Benacer, those four in particular, those are serious players. And Benacer, he's complete. He's a complete midfielder, really. So if you can pick him up, I don't think he's got that much left on his contract. I think it's maybe a year or maybe even two. 30, 40 million euros might get you him. And I'd say that's a good deal. So that's one for Eurostars probably to talk about Benacer and then Ed Milan and how they're doing. So yeah, him, Tonali obviously is that guy. So, but yeah, Benacer as well is top.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah,
good
Chelsea,
players
that'll
in
be a
the
good
market.
signing for Chelsea. If Chelsea go in for him, they need midfielders. 100% that'll be a good signing for him, man.
Yeah, he's in his
100%.
final year of his contract, and he's not looking to stay there at AC Milan. So, you know what I mean? That'll be a good pickup for whoever. People, there's still close to 300 of you in here. Let me check how many likes we've got. Can you tell Bilal? No, I'll check myself.
I can check for you.
No, I'll check it. I
No.
got it. I got this. It's still not great, man. Like, what's going on, man? It's still not great. How many likes we on? We're on 200 likes. Not bad, not bad. Let's see if we can keep it pushing. Let's see if we can wrap this up in the next half an hour or so. I think we're going to go for max. There's a few people waiting in the chat. Guys in the chat, please have a settled camera. Check your Wi-Fi. We've had a few issues with people's Wi-Fi. And we'd look to get you on very, very, very soon. Smash the likes up, people. Don't be tight. Millwall Alf says, get in. RVP or Van Nistelrooy?
Van Nistelrooy was a killer, but RVP was different, man. I would say RVP. More complete, I'd say. All round. But Van Nistelrooy in the box, mad finisher. There's that one goal that always comes up, that Real Madrid goal that he scored, where they just it's the ball was just in the air the whole time and he just finishes it. But for me, RVP, the way that guy used to play football, I've not seen a regen like another player that can play similar to an RVP. So I don't know. You, Grizz, as a older guy, who would you tell me?
I thought you were going to say you as a football man, and you fucking
no, as an older guy. No.
As a football man, you know what I mean? That's a tough one. Totally different types of strikers, but as a footballer, you're right. All-round footballer, RVP was underrated. Van Nistelrooy was ridiculous though, in terms of movement and just I need a goal. Yeah, ring up Van Nistelrooy. That's your
Holland
guy.
Vibes.
Yeah, that's
Killer.
your guy. Movement, intelligence, and all of that. Sniff. You know what I say? Goalkeepers can sniff a goal. Van Nistelrooy, but me personally, RVP. Let's get the last couple of callers in because there's so many guys. I'm not gonna get all of you lot on. I'm telling you lot now. So it is what it is, man. It's long day, long day. Adamson is next. He's been a little while. Adamson, welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you?
Welcome.
You're on mute, my bro.
Oh, you're on mute. Yeah.
Can we hear you?
The earphone's not in properly, yeah.
Maybe. Hopefully it'll come back soon. But yeah, while we see a picture of his ceiling. What's the score going to be tomorrow in the Arsenal game anyway? Just quickly.
Don't make me do this.
No, say it.
The other day I said 3-0 Arsenal leads and I was sweating, man, for 1-0.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Adamson, we can hear you now, my brother. Hope you're well.
You saved me,
Sorry,
Adamson, for making a prediction. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
How are you, bro?
It's just, assalamu alaikum, firstly.
Salam.
I'm doing good. I'm a little bit down about the game, but it's okay. It's going good. Nothing.
A little bit down, yeah?
about it.
You're a bigger man than me, man. You're a bigger man than me.
Yeah. I know. I mean, it's it's like you see the Real Madrid and the Barcelona losing to, the bottom feeders of
Real Madrid 1-1 right now, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's normal in that sense. It's just the confusion, just knowing where the club is basically heading to. That's more the worrying part. The results, some games, like it doesn't go your way. Sometimes it goes. Sometimes you get penalties. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get, a world-class Mo Salah. Sometimes, he's just you don't know if he's existing on the pitch. It's just I feel like they're just shoehorning most of the players in a sense of like you see Elliot, you're not sure about his position, Carvalho, and so on and so on. You just see players going to different positions. Today, I expected, what was his name? The new kid, Bojovic or
Bejitic, yeah, Bejitic.
yeah. I expected him to, he wasn't the pre-seasons, and he seems pretty nice. He just needs experience and whatnot. And I thought today he would go instead of Curtis. It's just it didn't click for me. Like, why would you bring him like from nowhere, and you just shove him in that position? We've never played in it before in a new system. It didn't make sense in that department. And then the part with the players getting muscle injuries and whatnot felt like they are just overworking them, or I don't know. I'm not sure what are they doing. This is the crazy part, right? We see the matches. Some people get reactionary. Oh, kick this player. Oh, Milner is done, or this is done, or blah blah blah. You don't know the backstory. You don't know what's going on there. Who's doing what? And until I don't know, people retire, then you get all of the stories, the backstories that make sense, make the full picture. We are not there with them. We don't know why does the club choose the players he choose every time, and it's sad. I mean, in a sense, right? You're still a fan. You still want the players to perform every single game, but they're not robots. They will have their dip and whatnot. I'm just gonna end up with this and just a different, since you're already battered today. I'm just gonna end up with a question to both of you. I really enjoy the Arsenal attacking side, their attacking patterns and whatnot, and that's the thing. Like, I wish Liverpool would go back to having different things. Like today match, set pieces, corners, whatnot. There's nothing. They're not training for that thing. You see, on those rainy days, you need that type of thing, where you have different utilities or weapons to attack with. They didn't have it. There was no through games. There was no set pieces. There was absolutely nothing. The middle couldn't create anything. So what I'm going to ask is, for both of you, if you were in a football manager position and you had all of the funds for each respective team, Arsenal and Liverpool, who would you buy and who would be your starting 11? And I will end it with that, and hopefully that's a more lighter sense. I don't want to talk too much negative, so I'll just leave it at that.
No, Adamson, thank you very much for calling in, man. It's been nice chatting to you as usual. I wish we could speak when we've won a game, and I can be as uplifting as you. But nice one. Thank you very much for calling in, my friend. We'll deal with this.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Nice one. Look after yourself, my friend. Take care.
Take care, bro.
Go on, Bilal. Talk to me then.
What if I have all the money in the world? I can buy anyone to just come to my team.
That was the question.
It's tough, but if I have all the money, listen. If I'm going to spend the most money, I'll buy a top striker. So I'll have to go Kylian Mbappe. I guess so. I have to just bring him in, give him the 14 shirt, tell him you're the Thierry Henry son, and go score goals, mate. That's about it. But yeah, normally if I didn't have change the question a little bit, if I didn't have a massive budget to just do whatever I wanted, the midfield for me is always the first area of the pitch I would try to invest in if I was a manager. So I don't understand why teams, especially big teams, let their midfield become weak, because how are you going to dominate games? This happened to Liverpool. And I've seen at Arsenal when I've seen like the midfield is the thing that kept Arsenal going for so many years. The defense was always dodgy. Sometimes the strikers we used to have with Shamaks, the Bentners, yeah, they're not the greatest of strikers. In fact, they're probably terrible. But the midfield was keeping everything alive. So for me, if I don't have the biggest budget, man, you've got to invest in that midfield 100%. But if I have the money, Mbappe, of course, I'm bringing Mbappe.
Yeah, see for me, I don't know, man. How do I address this question? Obviously, straight away midfield. Who out there is what? Like, I don't know. You suggest someone for me, man. Come on, man. I'm tired of me.
What for Liverpool?
Yeah, you look at us now
right
and say,
now.
yo, yeah, you're taking over Liverpool right now, BILAL. You've seen us play good. You've seen us play bad. You've seen us play indifferent. You've seen the state of our squad. You've seen everything. What are you saying?
You need a bad man number 6. That's what it is. You know, that's where it starts. Like even Arsenal, the difference between Partey and Lokonga is sadness to see that Lokonga.
I wanted Tchouaméni. I kept telling people my first choice was Tchouaméni above Bellingham, above everyone. I started telling people last October, November time. I started telling people.
What a signing that would have been, man.
Can you imagine Tchouaméni in this team?
A monster.
Everyone else
like
just
that,
kick back.
The technical ability.
Everyone else just kick back. I got this.
But who else is there in this? Sangare looked all right against Arsenal the other day. I'm not going to lie. Out of all the PSV players, Sangare actually looked pretty good. Gakpo was a bit quiet, but I don't believe he's playing against Tomiyasu. Long day for
I'm going to put in the chat, and I'm going to put in the chat who I want. He's not linked with Liverpool before people start saying, oh, Grizz has said.
Hear people saying Frankie de Jong, but Frankie de Jong isn't that guy, you know, like that guy to be that 6, especially for a team like Liverpool who need to be solid and strong and counter pressing and just be machines. Yusufa Fofana, another good player, Monaco.
That's me.
Very good player. Him and Tchouaméni were doing bits of Tchouaméni went off first.
That's me, bro. People, if you don't know, get to know. This guy will be one of the best central midfield players in Europe within 2 seasons. Go grab him. I will do
100%.
mad things for Caicedo as well right now. You know how much I love Caicedo.
Yeah, but he's a more box to box.
I don't give shit.
No, you need
that's my genie right there.
6. Yeah, of course you get him in, but you need that. That's my 6. Like that's that guy in the middle. You know. That was Tchouaméni. I'm not going to lie. I don't know who else is there.
That was Tchouaméni right there. What you're saying is Tchouaméni right there. That's a great shout, man. Valverde is the ultimate Klopp player.
Yeah, 100%. But
these are obviously just hypothetical people. The question was asked by a subscriber and a caller who said, if you could have one player.
You find it?
You know what I mean? Who? What are you trying to find?
No. You know, Valverde was meant to sign for my team. Okay, I found out the other day, like it was so close apparently. Like, but I can't remember the reason it failed. But
people saying Kante for free. Kante is one of my all-time goats.
No.
Kante is one of my all-time goats, but we don't need this current version of Kante because we've got enough people like that can only play 50% of the games this season, if that.
He's finished, man.
Just
let him go.
See, a lot of hype about this kid, but not for me. Others, no problem. A lot of people talk about Kakare, not for me.
Great technical player.
Fair enough.
It's one of those ones like, is that what Liverpool need right now? But he is great to watch. But it's the same thing with Houssam Aouar. He was fantastic to watch for how long? And yet all of a sudden the way he declined, like, and no one really, he was linked to Juventus, Arsenal, PSG, Real Madrid, all in one window. Houssam Aouar.
Man.
Last window, his only solid link was Nottingham Forest. Like football comes at you quick. So
I've said it, football is a humbler. People have been using it, throwing that at me all day today. And they're going to be throwing at me until the next game. But it's true. Football is a great humbler. Yeah, man. I said we 100% do. We need 3 to 5 players in the next 2 windows. If we don't get 3 to 5 players in the next 2 windows, we're fucked. We're fucked. We're fucked. Simple.
Like
that's it.
So
I don't know what else
how
to
many
say.
would you expect in January? Is going to be difficult. Like I don't.
January is going to be 1 player. I'd guess max maximum 2, maximum.
Yeah.
But we'll get a central midfielder in January. And then the summer's going to be the one, man, where we need, you know, if we get 1 in January, minimum of 2-3 players in the summer, minimum. As I said, 3 to 5 players in the next 2 windows we need combined. Like, I'm not saying 3 to 5 players in January, 3 to 5 players in summer.
I'd say another centre back as well, you know, might be needed, like another like top.
Yeah. Matip has started picking up his injuries again. He had one season where he didn't get injuries and we all got gassed.
Yeah.
But picking up injuries again, innit? It is what it is. Let's bring in another caller, man. We've got Turab in the building as well. Let's bring him on right now. Yes, my brother. Hope you're doing very well. Welcome to the stream.
People, how are we?
Assalam. We're good. Yeah, BILAL was very good. Hope you're doing well, my friend. What's happening?
Oh, I'm glad I missed the game.
Okay, you missed the game.
Yeah, I mean, I only watched the last half an hour. But I had a feeling something was going to go wrong when I saw the team. I just didn't agree with the lineup. To trust Jones very early when he's just come back. I understand rotation, but you've got to also take into account match sharpness as well. An early kickoff at Nottingham was always going to be difficult. Always. You know, that's not an excuse. Fair play to Nottingham. Obviously, I'm just judging it based off of the half an hour, but then obviously you do your due diligence and, you know, go on Twitter, you know, fan channels like yourselves, Grizz, what you tweet, what articles are saying, and it just felt like another flat performance. But what I was thinking during the game, there was a lot of Liverpool fans around, and we were just talking about Fabinho. This man is, I really feel sorry for him, and the reason why is because I feel so. There was a stat that came out after the West Ham game. I don't know if you guys saw it, but that was the 3rd or 2nd time in 3 years that Fabinho has been named on the bench. And for me, I was like, wow, that shouldn't happen. There's something called mileage in football. This guy's mileage is up there, and so are a lot of the players now. It's a domino effect because if you know, when you pick it apart, the bottom line is we just ain't got the numbers, and the numbers that we do have at the moment are either very young, injury prone, or just, you know, too old. Hence Milner and Henderson. So, you know, I'm very happy that Bilal mentioned earlier, the first thing you address is midfield. The midfield is the heartbeat, especially with us. So I'm really hoping that is addressed in Jan. But actually,
can I ask one question?
Yeah,
before you go on. So sorry. I'm so sorry.
So
I haven't button all night, and I'm so sorry. It's come to probably the last call, and I'm butting. Yeah, I've button for the last caller, and I'm so sorry for that. But now I've started. I might as well finish the button.
Sure.
I completely agree. But what are you looking for in terms of a midfielder making an impact in January? How do you see a player coming in, and what do you think it will change? Because I think I gave my opinion earlier on, and hopefully, I don't know if you heard it or whatever, but I definitely want a midfielder coming in January. But what are you expecting from a midfielder in a January? Because we know Jurgen Klopp likes to take time with new signings, especially in the midfield area, to bed in and learn the system, so to speak. It could be like a signing comes in and we give him about 2 months to acclimatize, and then by then we're looking at the end of the season. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I completely understand. To answer your question, I don't know what to expect, but at this moment, a body does us better than it does harm at the moment, because we're having to rely on young Harvey, young Carvalho. And don't get me wrong, I remember at the start of the season, I came on and spoke with you guys, and our star boys don't get enough credit. I can thankfully say this year they deserve all the credit they're getting, because to be chucked in such a not hostile but a very difficult season and still do themselves justice, it's going to help them in their development. But to answer the question, I'm really not sure. If it was an attacker, then yeah, you can see Klopp throw them in because he's done that. There's the evidence is there. But with midfield, honestly, I don't even know who we get that's realistic, because you look at the situation at Brighton with Caicedo. I don't know. They'll probably charge an arm and a leg, and obviously a Bellingham thing is way out of the water. That's something that is more of a summer, I'm assuming. I don't know. We'll have to see. But actually the question I was going to ask you is captaincy. And hear me out. So obviously Henderson's getting on. There will become a point where he will play an odd game here or there. You would like to think, as one gets older, like Ferguson did with certain players, he'd only throw them on if needed. The question of captaincy now, by default, everyone thinks it would be a Virgil van Dijk, because you've seen that, you know, when Henderson and Milner aren't on the pitch, it would be Van Dijk. Is it as easy to just say it's Van Dijk? Because I feel like there has to be a conversation around that, and that's not to discredit Van Dijk and not to say he's captain worthy, because he is. But I just feel like there are other candidates there as well that I feel like are worth speaking about. And the one that I was going to bring up is my Egyptian king. And also there's a couple of others, but he was like my kind of person that I would kind of put forward. Just because I feel like he represents, he's like our talisman, he's our go-to guy. And I'm not saying that out of just favoritism or whatnot. He's just always been that guy. Like he's been the face of our kind of regeneration. He's been the talisman, consistency of eliteness. And I just feel like he's so mature and he's so focused. I just feel like it's just the perfect kind of fit. But, you know, I'm not going to argue against Van Dijk, of course not. But I just thought I'd get you guys' opinions and thoughts.
Yeah, so look, first and foremost, the question that I asked you, sorry to switch up on you, like,
sorry,
a bit, but yeah, no, it's cool. My answer earlier on was like, I would definitely like a midfielder because you have to start planning ahead. And if a midfielder does take a few months, we need to have at least 2 starting midfielders ready for the season, for the next season. So therefore, if they're integrated in the January transfer window, brilliant, amazing.
Yeah.
Like Luis Diaz, for example, came in January, obviously started off brilliantly anyway, but we've seen the effects before he got injured. You know, he was coming into his own. Other examples as well. My brain's not functioning right now to give you them right now, top of my head. Captaincy-wise, I don't know. I don't know. Why are you concerned, or why are you?
No. It's not about concern.
Is it just a conversation, topic of conversation?
Yeah, just a conversation. Yeah, I'm intrigued. Yeah, that's probably the word. That's the word. It's not a major thing.
We got captains there, man. We got captains there. I agree with you. I wouldn't argue. It's difficult to make a case for one, because then you're the case for the other one you're making weaker. Salah's got credentials to be captain. Virgil van Dijk definitely has. But then you could argue Virgil van Dijk hasn't been performing or even showing.
Van Dijk wouldn't be a captain for me. I'm not going to lie. I rate Van Dijk, but he's not.
It's always good to have an outside perspective.
Yeah, I rate Van Dijk highly as a centre back, but he's not a leader like that. To be even the way he defends, everything about Van Dijk, even at his best, is not like a captain. You know what I mean? Henderson. That's why Henderson did that job so well. So even someone like Robertson would probably be a good shout for a captain.
That was another guy I was going to mention.
Yeah. Obviously Trent is probably the chosen son, but obviously he's
the
young.
Prodigal son,
the prodigal son, and he's been going through issues. Yeah, Trent for me, you'd like to think that he should become the captain of Liverpool because
eventually.
He represents a lot of the good things about Liverpool, but the captaincy situation, it's in the modern game. You have loads of captains, as Grizz said.
Exactly.
When Unai Emery came to Arsenal and made like 5 captains, everyone laughed at him. But then you see all of these new coaches coming up, and then they're saying, "Listen, we have a leadership group. We have this. We have that." At the end of the day, the armband isn't what it used to be. I think for most teams, so it's not that big of a deal. But even I'm not a fan of a goalkeeper being a captain, by the way, because I know some people say Alisson probably.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Salah being a captain as well. So it would have to be like a Robertson or a Trent. If it's not that, then of course, then okay, cool. Then you maybe give it to a Van Dijk.
Yeah.
But after that, I don't think there's too many options right now in terms of the
Of course.
captaincy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much look. There's so many captains there potentially. If we're looking for the future, I still think it's way too early to start thinking about it from that aspect. You know, a lot of people, not everyone, a lot of people suggested or were saying that Trent's an eventual captain. At the moment, he hasn't any. He hasn't shown me anything that makes me excited about Trent being captain of Liverpool Football Club.
Of course.
Let's just put it that way. And the rest, you're right. The rest, then it starts getting a bit tricky and a bit of a dilemma. If you're right, because if Virgil's 31 now, 32.
Yeah, I was going to say age is a factor as well.
Age is a factor. Robertson is still there. I like the Robertson shout a lot. You know, Robertson,
Scotsman, Liverpool, you know, it's like a Dalglish Souness type thing, you know.
Yeah, but he talks well, man. When you hear Robertson speak about the club, people can argue and talk about his play and, you know, he's regressed and all of that business. But people forget, man, this guy was a little lad from Hull, man, in Scotland. This guy has reached the pinnacle of any footballer's career, man. Do you know what I mean? Winning Champions League, Premier League, 8 million from Hull. Get out of here, man! If you're slandering this guy,
100%.
And he's always held himself up like a professional. Never moaned or groaned, even when he gets rotated or dropped or whatever for Tsimikas. Back in the team, back in the player. He has dips in form, of course. We all pull our hair out.
It's because, you know, his dips in form, same as Trent, is a lot of it is to do with that midfield again, because the way they were at their best was when the midfield was functioning.
We go wild. He's got flaws in his game, man, but who hasn't? He has. His final shot is awful. It makes you go mad.
Yeah,
Why doesn't he hit the target?
Honestly, we haven't had a left back. We haven't had a left back that can shoot since recently. Honestly, every time someone shoots, I'm like, mate, he's going over.
But he's
not there no more.
But as an overall package and a fullback,
he's
levels above Risa, for example.
No, of course.
As an overall package, bro, Robertson is a brilliant fullback. But yeah, man, captaincy, bro, at the moment, captaincy is the last thing.
That's the last thing. I know.
It was a brilliant question because it got me thinking. It caught me off guard.
Yeah, I didn't want to really obviously speak about this. I mean, we can speak about the season, but obviously you have a time limit. Everyone does. But I'm talking about the mood for today. Just lift it a bit, you know, get some conversation.
I'll give you guys hope then.
Go on.
I think Liverpool's next captain will be from the new signings that are going to come in. The next batch of players, one of them guys is going to be the captain.
Eventually.
Eventually, especially if you recruit well, which I think Liverpool will do.
If we get a Bellingham.
If you get like a Bellingham kind of caliber player in the middle, then 100%.
This is a shout. I don't know what you guys think.
We said this, Alisson, but you know.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of goalkeepers being captains, but goalkeepers are always leaders anyway. They don't really need the armband. And the way the captaincy works, I always prefer if it's a midfielder, maybe a fullback, if it's a centre back. I'm not a fan of strikers, wingers.
The chat's going.
Goalkeepers.
It's just something to think about.
Yours was a good shout. Well, Odegaard.
Yeah, exactly. Odegaard, the player who talks the most with the manager.
I thought it's going to be nailed. When people used to ask me about Arsenal, as some people do, I said Tierney.
Yeah,
I said Tierney's your captain. But look, move forward the season. Tierney's not even a regular because of Zinchenko, and Odegaard's been given the captaincy. What a wild turn of events there.
What I'd do for an Odegaard, man. What a player, honestly.
So that midfielder, again, when you have a midfielder who you think can be at the club for like 10 years and do a job, that's the guy who's going to be captain. That's why even Xhaka, despite all of the madness, he always gets an armband, even though when Odegaard doesn't have it, because still Xhaka's really the captain of the team.
He's the yeah.
But this is it with Liverpool. With the Liverpool right now, we've got loads of leaders, man. Really.
Yeah.
We can go for a whole team. But you know, people like Fabinho need to stand up. It seems like I'm picking on Fabinho, and why not? Why not?
He deserves criticism. He does. He does.
No. You have to. You know why? Because when I watch, I know it's Lokonga, but when I watch someone like him play in the middle, I'm like, you are like, what are you doing? Like even my mom watches Lokonga, and she's like, who's that playing? He is terrible. I'm thinking that midfielder. That's why if Fabinho in the levels that he's shown us, I know he's got the mileage and all of that, but you have to be like you have to, bro. If you're playing bad in the middle, and you have to get criticised. I'm sorry. Especially you play for a big team. It's not on. It's not on. That's probably the most important area of the pitch. You need to control the game. You need to dominate. And you're not doing
I don't know.
that.
People asking what's wrong with him. I don't know, man.
It's
It's
I
mileage
generally I think it's mileage, but and it's also to do with, I feel like maybe him still getting used to the two. I don't think he's ever in his career played in a pivot. Apparently, I read it somewhere. Maybe it's that as well. But
no, he did.
I don't know.
Him and Bakayoko were very successful
Monaco.
pivot for Monaco.
Monaco, yeah.
But
Bakayoko, yeah, you're right.
I don't know, man.
There is one guy I would like to say, and I watched them live. I went to watch Steven Gerrard's funeral at Craven Cottage. I was at the Fulham end.
I thought he died for a second. I said,
Hey, man.
No. Yeah, my friend
footballing managerial funeral.
Footballing managerial funeral.
Yeah, let's make that clear, people.
Palhinha, yeah. My suggestion for a player, and keep an eye on, maybe you've heard of him. I watch Fulham just for him, Palhinha. I absolutely think he is a beautiful footballer in the middle as well.
He's been the signing. He's been for me. For me, the signing of the season. I can't think of a better signing.
Yeah, because ever since the draw opening game of the season and the way Fulham play, I thought, do you know what? They look all right. Let me keep them up. So I do like to, and they're local as well. I'm a West Londoner, so I do go to a few games when I can. And honestly, I'd love him at Liverpool. Number 6 as well. He's only 26.
Absolute beast. I said it. I done a show for
One Touch, Two Touch. Oh.
Yeah. Another platform, and we spoke about one of the questions or one of the talking points was potential signings of the ceilings, and I said Palhinha is going to be up. Then they were like, "Really, Fulham?" And I was like, "Yeah, Palhinha." Obviously, the obvious one is Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah.
But Palhinha for a snip for Fulham, single-handedly pretty much is going to keep them up. Because as BILAL says, you need a number 6 to be dominating first and foremost. That's your
he's a unit as well. He's
he's a monster. He's Rodri levels, man, in terms of physique.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mad how the Portuguese league, they're producing all of these players. They can't. There's not many flops.
Yeah,
bro. The next one's gonna be snapped up. If not this summer, there's definitely following summer.
Mm-hmm. The Enzo Fernandez.
That's what I'm talking, bro. That's what I'm talking. I'm telling you, man. But he's a different type. Yeah. He can play.
Yeah, no,
like Palhinha can play as well. Rodri can play as well. But he's not as physically imposing as these guys. Mm-hmm. He's tenacious. He's hardworking. He get tackles. He's a presser machine. But he's not as physically imposing as a Palhinha or Rodri.
Correct.
Or Sanagre from PSV.
Yeah, Sangare. That guy's Sangare is a unit. You know when someone's like, if I need to see him in the Premier League because this guy is a monster.
Chelsea went in for him, man. Chelsea went in for him. Obviously, we didn't pursue it. Klopp didn't want him. Otherwise, we could have.
Klopp said no to a lot, man.
So
right now, you should have said yes. Like that's someone you can take a gamble on for. Like when he left Toulouse for like 10 million, there's already hype about him, and he went to PSV. And I was thinking,
even his contract before he signed the contract, he was available for 27 million.
Yeah,
wow.
27 million.
It's been a bargain for so long, just waiting for someone just to give him a chance, man. Obviously,
I'll take for Liverpool right now. I'll take Casado all day long in January.
Yeah,
all day long. He's my.
No one wants to bid for Bruno Guimaraes, no. No one wants to test
that boat sailed, man. That boat sailed now.
Yeah, he's not going.
How much are we saying for him? Spain. I'm so angry at my guy. Not my guy. My enemy. I can't lie. It's like sometimes Edu. You failed to get me Bruno Guimaraes twice.
But he's done well. You can't just allow.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
No,
he hasn't. I don't think he's done a good job, to be honest.
He's brought you all the other players.
It's not him, bro. It's not him. He's there, but I'm telling you, someone else.
It's Arteta.
It's more Arteta, 100%. Arteta is the manager. He's the one who, and even bro, if it wasn't for,
me, man. I hope this. I mean, not this.
Yeah, he is.
Mate.
He was linked to them before he went to Brighton, right? And he's because of Antonio Valencia. That's his guy.
I get it.
So he's got that link there. So yeah, of course he's gonna be But listen, if Liverpool come calling, he's gonna be a Liverpool fan, man. So it's what it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, fans of being fans being a fan of a club doesn't obviously mean
Yeah, it's like Tottenham, man. Like most of their team, all their players are Arsenal fans, man. Kulusevski, Harry Kane, all of these guys, man. Come on. But
yeah, Lima, Lindstrom and Lima are LFC fans. Yeah, Lima again, someone that I mentioned that we
That's
approached.
something.
It came out, it still come out that we did approach them. You know what I mean? But
we approached them back as well.
Bygones, let bygones be bygones, man. Let's see what we do in January. I'm not even honestly, I'm not even interested in transfers right now. Yeah. I just want to win games of football, man.
It's such a shame because I saw the table. If we had won, we'd have been 2 points behind fourth. Because the Chelsea draw, the draw went results went our way this weekend. It's just such a.
I just want the World Cup to come, man. I kind of just want to skip these next few weeks of. I know it's going to be fun. Just
really?
I know I'm enjoying Arsenal playing, but I just want to get past. You know what it is? This whole season, I've just been saying, Arsenal, we just need to get past this period before the World Cup. Get past that, see where we are, come into it after. I'm waiting to see what's going to be happening after, how the pieces are all going to fall together.
I hope no one else gets injured. I was watching the United game, and to see Varane cry the way I'm really hoping a lot of. It's hard. Jota's now out. Reece James, Neto. I think a lot of players.
Too many games. Like there's too many games. People are going to drop. Even a few week injury is going to take you out of the World Cup. It doesn't have to be one of those major injuries. It can just be a few weeks and that's it. Pogba, I don't know. He's at Juventus right now. He's been injured for ages. I'm not sure if he's going to make it back. I know they've been trying, but it looks unlikely. Maybe Fofana, as we said, Monaco. He got called up last time, so hopefully he gets a shout.
I think there could be a shock tomorrow, lads. I think Arsenal.
Liverpool, man. My Liverpool people. Do you want Man City to win the league again? Come on. I know this is the problem. This is the issue with Man City. No one cares when they win. So the problem is we just everyone ends up just like, it's okay. Even teams, I tell you, I feel like teams don't even play that. I know they're good. I know Man City are amazing. But I just feel there's games I watch Man City play, it's like the opposition's already given up. And there's sometimes teams like the Palaces of the world who would give Man City a game and they get a result. But there's times when if a team plays Liverpool, for example, they're gonna give it 100% no matter what. But they play Man City, they've already kind of given up before the game started. And
it's the aura that
we need to stop this. Yeah, we need to stop this. We need to stop this Man City machine, man.
When are you guys facing them? Is it after the World Cup?
It was meant to be this weekday, but it got cancelled. Yeah, because we play PSV. So it's going to be after the World Cup. It's going to be New Year's Day again. I think it's going to be around New Year's Day again. That's going to be tasty.
I'd have loved to have seen that game before the World Cup. And right now, how you guys?
Man City are going to have a mad fixture. They're going to have a mad run around New Year's where they're going to play Chelsea, Tottenham, United, Arsenal, 4 games in a row.
Have you been studying that? Yeah, fixture list.
Your
eyes are on this thing.
Yeah, I'm on them.
Your eyes are on the big prize. You gave it away today, my bro.
No.
Who have you guys got that run?
Our tough run was Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, but the Man City got cancelled. Around January.
You know when you said Man City have this
team, it don't matter. It don't matter. Honestly, it don't matter. When it gets to that stage, after the World Cup, if they're still top, come January,
they're in it.
Ours isn't that easy as well. Like after the World Cup, we got West Ham, Brighton, Newcastle, Tottenham, Man United.
Games, man. What? Who's that easy game these days?
No, but Newcastle, Tottenham, Man United, all back to. That's not easy. It's not easy run as well. Like it's gonna. There's no game that's easy on paper in the Premier League.
The word isn't easy. I think it's favourable, as in depending on the form run and.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And it always depends on sort of the team that you're playing, girls, in terms of where you catch them in terms of their injuries. A lot of teams are not primed to play 3 games every 3 days. Squads are not primed. We thought ours was, but Matip, Konate, Jota, Diaz,
Thiago,
Darwin, that's 6 first teamers.
Do you have some of Arsenal's old physios still? Like, what's going on?
Brother, we have no doctor.
No, but even the physios, like, come on, like, this is too many injuries. This is
that's another
Diaby and Rosicky era Arsenal.
Oh shit! Remember that?
Wilshere.
What a baller! Just killed with. I don't know, man. Turab, man, thanks very much for calling
Yeah,
in, my
man.
bro.
Love,
We're gonna
guys.
we're gonna try to wrap it up soon.
Take
We've still got a few more callers. I got to decide what I'm gonna do.
Sorry for taking all that time, man.
Nice one. Nice
That's all right,
speaking to
bro.
you as always, my
Cool,
friend.
man.
Look
Love.
after yourself. Take care, my
Cheers,
friend.
bro.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We've got a super chat that I need to get through as well.
Yeah.
Yo, what's good, bro? Grizz, what about another winger? I think we need someone on Salah's side. Musa Diaby, the guy, in my opinion, can play left or right.
Sarah,
like-
I'm gonna start
I
calling
like-
Salah that if you don't start scoring, man.
Get out of there, man. Musa Diaby's quality, man. Musa Diaby's quality, but I
Keep
don't
saying
think...
Newcastle bound.
Yeah, man. We do need someone on the left side, also on the right side, Salah's side. But depends on the formation if we persist with, man. I don't know. I don't know. Good question. But
You're gonna go back to the 4-3-3. You have to go back to the 4-3-3 anyway.
If we haven't got the striker, if we haven't got the strikers and the midfielders come back, we're gonna have to. I don't know. But if Nunes, we've just got Nunes up front now, and then Salah. Bobby's still not a striker.
I think Origi scored today's first goal for AC Milan. They won 4-1 today against Monza. Inter, by the way, drew 0-0. 3-3. Sorry, last minute against Fiorentina.
No, they scored in the last second.
Yeah, last night. Let me check if it finished. Yeah,
no, they won 4-3.
They won 4-3.
Yeah.
Oh no way.
We got loads to talk about in the.
What have I missed? I need to go
Euro
rewatch
show.
this game. Real Madrid, Valverde scored a banger. I saw that just now.
Yeah, we got loads to talk about in the Eurostars, man. There was some banging news, man. Banging last-minute goals and stunning results. That's what I'm saying. You better keep an eye on your team tomorrow, man. Hope there's no shocks tomorrow, man. You got to handle your business.
Man. Oh, yeah.
But listen.
No, listen. Yeah.
What do you want to do? You want to take on some more callers, or shall we call it?
Yeah. I think let's do one more. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do one more. I'm gonna choose Quasi. The regular Quasi. Let's add Quasi to the building. Quasi, my brother. Yo. Oh, Quasi's not quite.
I'm not sure.
Quasi, you nearly got me copyrighted there, my bro. All right, he's not ready. He's not ready.
Give him a few minutes, man.
Give him message him privately.
Yeah, I'll send him a little message, man. Let me send him a little message. Where's he at?
Okay.
But yeah.
Hey guys.
There he is.
Yo, man, what's going on?
What's going on? Sorry I'm late. I had to do a function at one of the places out here.
No problem, my bro. What's going on?
Oh man. I came for therapy.
You came to the wrong bloke.
I came for therapy.
I need therapy. Yeah, I need therapy. You came to the wrong bloke.
Man.
At the end of a show, at the end of a day. Are you mad? You ask for your money back. If you paid me, go to my secretary and say, yo, I came for Grizz therapy. He's refused to give me therapy. I want my money back.
Man, I think with me, my frustration is we went there with this arrogance that we already won the match. That's why.
Do you think it was arrogance? I didn't see any arrogance. I didn't see no confidence. I didn't see no arrogance. I don't know what that was. I agree. Bilal said it looked like we're shook, or we weren't playing with any confidence. We thought, we got all these players missing. I don't know if it was Bilal or who it was. I can't remember. But I don't know if that was arrogance today, Quasi.
I mean, okay, we beat City. And I think it was 3 shows ago, I told Bilal that I won't be surprised we beat Arsenal and beat City and then go do some mad things with West Ham. And then it happened. Typical Liverpool, right? But the reason why I said it's arrogance is there was no urgency in anything that we did today. They parked the bus. It's not like we'd never seen a team park the bus. I mean, Real Madrid parked the bus. The idea was there was no urgency. There was like no game plan. I understand we got a lot of injuries, but still, these guys supposed to be challenging the guys who are injured. They are looking for the same spot. So you're supposed to take your opportunity, and I don't want to single one person out because I know on social media everybody's doing that. But I feel like it's time Klopp becomes ruthless again. Same thing he did with Sacco. I know Sacco's situation was different. But some of these guys are letting him down almost every single game. He's backing them. He's over trusting them, which we know is his, his problem. But you can't keep doing that because the fan base are going to get annoyed, because a lot of us are looking at, okay, this individual is not working. The situation with Trent, he just needed to be out of the firing line for a little bit, restructure the team, the system, and then bring him back. But there are some people that is like, they have this thing in their head that Klopp will always got my back, so I don't care. That's how I'm seeing it, and I could be wrong. This just in my eyes, So I think that's why even last week I said somebody like Bobby, I'm sorry, it's time to go. Bobby and Salah are not the future of the front line anymore. It's Jota and Nunes and Diaz and then whoever we bring in. Otherwise, we keep doing the same thing over and over, and there's no urgency, because like somebody like Ox, I was happy that we took our time for him to come back. But at the same time, it became a double-edged thing where he got comfortable in his head that no matter what, they're going to wait for me. If it was any other team, yes, they will wait for you, but if you don't do well, we will let you go. If he had that fear in him, I promise you he would have come close to the Ox that we used to know. Now it's like today, he touched the ball one time, and it's not his fault. He just got there. Mm. And it's sad that we are not playing well, and a lot of guys are getting caught in the front line. But it's not like we didn't play bad. We had control of the game, but there was no urgency. That's why I feel like the fact that there was lack of urgency, that's why I call it arrogance, because you roll in there like, oh, we got this. We're going to finish. We could hit you guys anytime we want. Mm-hmm. And it never happened, That's my only frustration. It's time for Klopp to say, you know what? In January, some of you guys got to go. I'm sorry. Some of you guys got to go. Either you go on loan.
You can't afford these guys to go. The squad's already.
No, you can't force them, but you need to put a fear of God in them. They're too comfortable. That's the thing. Because let's be honest, besides Jota, Nunes, everybody on the squad have won everything. So what are they hungry for? What's the hunger? Nunes, we could tell the boy's hungry. This boy is starving and he wants to eat. The problem is he's eating with both hands and he's soiling the whole table. And we're trying to tell him, calm down. It's, learn with the calories first, Eventually, if you eat for food, then, use your hands. But it's not jollof. You eat it jollof, so use your calorie.
I agree with you. Look, the Ruthless, we've been speaking to death about it. We need to switch it up. We need to change it up. We need to freshen it up. But now we can't do nothing, Kwasi. What do we do now? What do we do now in the next few games? What do we do now? So the simple way out is get back the players that are injured. So Konate is back. Naby is back. Nunes is back. Thiago is back. That's 4 huge players back this week. If this kind of performance happens when these guys are back, then we're fucked. Then we're screwed.
You can't already though. Naby Keita, we trust in this guy to come and turn.
No problem. Leave Naby Keita out. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But what I will say about Naby is when he's fit, he's good.
He play,
Konate is my number one. Konate is my first choice centre back.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Me too.
He's my first choice centre back.
He's my first.
Matip is amazing. Gomez has good games, bad games. Virgil is Virgil. Konate alongside Virgil is my first choice partnership. And Nunes is our live wire out front right now. He's the only one who's got life. Thiago is Thiago. These players, I've mentioned 4 players that need to come back and are back this week in training, full training, and will be ready for Ajax. And if we put in another performance, because Ajax won't be easy, Ajax will have
they need to win.
Shit, and
they won the last game. Right now. The last 2 games, 7-1 and 4-1, I believe. It won't be easy.
1 point.
Yeah,
And then we got Leeds, and then we got Spurs.
That's a tough one, I guess. Yeah, that's a tough one. But
I mean,
I feel like
I
Liverpool in
agree.
the bigger games, in the bigger occasions, they rise to it. You know what it is. That's
This
what
was
I'm not.
this was a big occasion.
This
This
was
was
an
a chance
important
to.
match.
It was a big occasion, but for Forest, it was a bigger occasion. It seemed.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Liverpool now are going back, like, you know, when Klopp first took over, like that
That's
feeling
exactly
when
where
they're
we
the
are now.
underdogs and then they can punch their way through. But when they're the favorites and they need to win, like it's hard. But when they're not expected to and they can just get their way through and be a bit smart and aggressive at times, then they'll
then
win
it's
the
about.
games.
But then it's about just getting our players back and let's see where we at.
Yeah.
Like Diogo Jota is a huge fucking loss, man. I can't keep
And
crying
Diaz
about
too.
it, but it's fact.
Him and Diaz at the same time.
Him and Diaz are the biggest, like the two biggest loss, right? You know, and today I just wanted us to perform well. Like last time I was here, I said I'm excited with the City match because I saw some performance that we did well. We just didn't execute it properly against Arsenal. And then the Rangers didn't happen, and then City happened. West Ham, the first 45 minutes. And then the second 45 minutes, we went back to old this season, Liverpool. This one is just, there was no urgency. It's not like I can say, oh, Salah was poor, that was poor. There was like no urgency, you know, and it affected individual positions because clubs is a system builder. One bolt gets out the system, everything goes out haywire. So I think that was what was wrong with us today. And moving forward, like Grizz said, these major hitters comes through and they play well, we will be sitting better with a couple of points close to Man U and Chelsea, which today's match, thank you, Lord, you know, the gap didn't widen between us and them. So tomorrow we pray for another one against Spurs, but we can't rely on other teams to do us.
We can't rely on others, man. We can't fucking put 3 wins together in the league for us. That's unheard of. Today would 3 wins in a row, and look what it would have done to a table. We would have been back in the hunt for top 4 suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said today's a big blow.
Big, massive,
win in a row,
massive. There's no washing it up. It's a horrible blow, horrible. But Kwasi, man, we're gonna keep it moving, man. I need to close up.
Thank you so much.
I've been streaming forever.
Yeah, Jubair was saying the thing about Klopp outing. I'm gonna tell you guys this: knowing Uncle Henry, he's never letting Klopp go unless Klopp said, "I'm leaving." They love this guy to death. He's not going anywhere. You could do Klopp out all you want, get angry all you want. They never fired him unless there's another Pep somewhere else. Other than that, Klopp has way too much power in Liverpool, and that's where I feel he needs somebody to sometimes bring him down, be like, hey,
100%.
You know, but thank you so much, guys.
All right, my man. Look after yourself.
I hope you lose. But you know, we see you guys later. Thank you.
Take care. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I think I had a super chat, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby being one of our best, but he needs to go. Mo too.
Yeah.
Whoa, come on, bro. You're looking to sell Mo?
He's asking, does he mean you sell Salah if you're still
Bobby being one of our best, but he needs to go. Mo too? Question mark. For me, no. I'm not selling Mo yet anyway, unless you're replacing Mo.
You just signed a deal like a couple months ago, guys.
Unless you're replacing with Mbappe.
Like, you can't sell Salah. The goals he scores, like if the team's functioning, you got Salah, like he's gonna score. He's inevitable in that sense. So can't let.
Let's wrap it up with your game tomorrow, man. Arsenal, Southampton, Tottenham, Newcastle, 2 huge games. How are you looking at these 2 games? Tottenham, Newcastle.
Yeah, I think let's start with Tottenham, Newcastle. Then Tottenham slaps Newcastle last year. I don't know if you remember. It was like 5-1 or 6-1 at their stadium, and again, so Newcastle maybe they'll remember that game and they'll be looking to try and get some revenge there. I'm not sure if St. Maximin's fit because he was out recently. The attack for me, that's what I'm saying. Almiron, he's been stepping up, man. Isaac's injured. St. Maximin's not been about, but still they're getting results. And Bruno Guimaraes in the middle, of course. Again, Joe Willock, another really good player in the middle for them as well. Their defense looks good. The goalkeeper's good. Newcastle are just a solid team. And Eddie Howe's getting them playing good football. So, but still, Tottenham at home, I've been slandering them this week, but I don't know. you fancy them to do something and have a bit of a reaction to the way they got embarrassed, to be honest, against Man United.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they will get a reaction, and they do need it. You're right, because otherwise Newcastle, trust me in it, we just played them as well. Well, not just played them, but they've got results against Man City as well. They've gone to Old Trafford, and Old Trafford are playing well. Man United are playing well.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it ain't gonna be easy. I think it's gonna be decided by one goal, if that. Draw or Spurs one goal. With your game, I'm not joking, man. Southampton have a tendency to rev it up against one-off big games, man.
Didn't they beat Chelsea this year already? 2-1. They're just a weird team. Like when they play one of the big teams, like they will just turn up.
Yep.
I know they call it Liverpool's academy, man, but Southampton themselves are known for having their good academy. And now they're going to Man City's academy, and the goalkeeper, the centre back, Lavia in the middle, who Chelsea look like they want to tap up in the summer. They're a good team. Che Adams as well. It's a player I rate him on his day. It's a good striker there. Armstrong. They've got a good team. Ward-Prowse. Like they've got good players, but Arsenal should be slapping them up, really and truly. It's just because it's away from home, and I've seen in the past, like Southampton. You look at them. Southampton is one of the weirdest teams in the league. They can have they normally have like one of the worst losing streaks in the league. Then they'll have a few good games and stay up. Like right now, they're not at the level they used to be with the Lanas, the Lamberts, obviously the Manes and all of that. But yeah, Arsenal should win that game. Let's keep it real. But yeah, who knows? Football's a funny game.
Man. Football's wild, man. This season's wild, as has been proven. Sorry, 12th man is saying that was in response to your last reactionary caller. Okay. Did someone suggest Mohamed Salah be sold or something?
No. Quasi just saying sell Firmino, which I think, to be honest, is fair. Like I said, I would keep. Firmino.
Oh, I see what he meant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I would keep Firmino, but he's saying Quasi's saying Firmino's like 31 years old. You've got to move past him, even if he's having a good season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool. I see what you mean, 12th man. So he was saying, you're saying Bobby Firmino has been our top scorer this season, yet you want to sell him. Does that mean you want to sell Salah too as well? Yeah. So that's what it means. Okay. AJ sends in a super chat. Appreciate the love and support, bro. He says, big up. With a high line, we suffocate teams and won the ball high and create chances. This one, we sit back and allow teams to play back to 4-3-3. Oh, man. We can't be going back to 4-3-3. And look, I'm all for... I don't think we should have one formation, AJ. I don't think we should have one formation. I think we should assess the players that we've got first and foremost, who's fit, who's available, who's in form, and then obviously look at the opposition's weaknesses and strengths. Today's weaknesses were so apparent that it was out wide. You had Nico Williams, who's a right back, attacking right back, playing left back in a 4, and you had Serge Aurier, who's a fucking car crash on the right. And we didn't look to exploit them. We went through the middle where they were packed. They had 3 dogs of war in that central midfield area. Kouyaté, Yates, and that other brother from Leipzig. Not Leipzig. Who was he from? You said that German team. Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Freuler.
Yeah, Freuler. You had Freuler, Yates, and Kouyaté. Just 3 pure dogs of war in front of Cook and that other brother at the back. I don't even know his name. This is what I'm saying to you.
These are all their players. They've got some guy called McKenna. Obviously Henderson.
No, don't say that shit, innit? Don't go through their players and make me feel even shitter, innit? Like
I name their names, you'd be like, who?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, man.
But Kouyaté, man, you guys made him look like Yaya Toure.
I see that.
That one chance, like he ran past everyone. I'm like, what's going on here? I think he pulled his hamstring or something after that as well.
But yeah, man. I hear you. I hear that, bro. I hear that. Peace, everyone. This has been a cracking calling show as usual. Makes my time go past, especially if we lose. Instead of sitting in a darkened room, you know what I mean, having a strong coffee. You lot thought I'm going to say something else. A strong coffee. You know what I mean? This is better therapy with my brother BILAL. Alhamdulillah, bro. Alhamdulillah. It's good to talk. We're here for you guys. When you want to talk about your team today, look like you want to talk about my team, rightly so. I hear that.
There's no point talking about my one. We've done
well, let's see, innit? Let's see. Your team, you know what I mean? It's got its job to do. Inside, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, but it ain't easy. I'm telling you that now. It ain't easy.
Listen,
Nippon, no more callers tonight, my brother. We've been going for 3 hours. Get out of here.
Bro.
But big up
Next
Nippon every time. Yeah, people, from next week, it will be members only callers. So if you're going to call in, you have to be a member. So you can view and watch. People are saying, oh, it's going to be behind a bit. No, everyone's allowed to comment and subscribe and chat to us. But for callers, it's going to have to be members only from next week. And not only call-in priority, you get so many others. You're going to start getting other content as well for members only streams. But until then, Bilal, good luck tomorrow, son.
Thank you. I'll take that luck and hopefully put it to good use.
Inshallah. We out here, people. This has been a call-in show. Call-in Khan. We out here. Take care.